The travel was long, cold, wet, both in both directions, as well as the battle wasn't exceptionally intense, but was a bit rough. This night does not give a full rest.
I gotta pull up my stuff.
I believe, for the most part, Syranos and Basil did not take damage.
But get a short
I don't
rest.
see
If you
damage.
did,
That real quick.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Syranos fell off
yeah,
the cliff. He took
Syranos,
damage from
Syranos
that.
did. Yeah, that's right.
I'm taking a short rest though.
Which I did do, but the short rest is happening anyway, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to?
Hey
What's
guys,
up?
can you hear me?
Yes, there we
Yeah.
go. So short rests,
Um,
George, is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, because like I click on it and I click confirm and like no healing.
So
or
you
anything
have to,
happens.
so you click on it and then you have to select how many hit dice of those check marks you are using, and then click confirm.
Oh, so I pick how many? Huh?
Yes.
You gotta roll the dice first before confirm.
I thought it did it automatically. it not?
Maybe it did automatically. I rolled mine in the short rest area.
Okay.
Okay.
And you could also just manually roll them, and then it's exceptionally rare that you take multiple short rests, so keeping track of how many hit dice you have hasn't been super relevant, but later it might.
Yeah, because I hit the check mark for one of them and confirmed it, and nothing happened. So you have to. Roll
Okay,
it.
so like Tyler's saying,
Okay.
like Tyler's saying, you have to do something
Roll.
manually still there.
Oh, I rolled an 8. Yes.
Nice. Because you're on a D8 hit dice, aren't you?
That was a D10.
D10, okay.
So I
Yeah,
almost,
because, yeah.
I almost got full from one. Woo! That's awesome. So I hit my face after falling off a cliff, huh?
Yes, you rolled a natural one.
Yeah.
So have fun with that. But if nobody has any questions, we can jump back in. And for everybody's sake, as well as specifically to bring Jakob back up to speed, last we left off, the party, after having arrived in Trostenwald, had traveled alongside Snuggles, the large ogre who had previously been beset by bandits, in order to assist him in delivering his goods. Upon doing so, and some discussion about the condition of those goods with an individual who came to be known as just Mark. Yeah, I see that smirk, Tyler. The party discussed with him how the attack against Snuggles happened and how they helped to resolve it, as well as addressing the fact that a very, very fine custom white dress had been soiled in the process. After Snuggles and Mark went along their way, a small, white-skinned, fair woman approached the group and began to converse. Later, it came known that this woman, who called herself by Lana, had charmed both Sashem and Buddy, and while they were charmed, was pumping them for information, where Sashem mostly revealed quite a few details about the missions of the Forge Force and plans for the future. After which, in an attempt to kill some time, the party elected to take a task from a job board. An old tattered posting was removed addressing the disappearance of a number of children, with the suspected source of these disappearances being a lycanthrope in the swamps to the east of Trostenwald. Upon traveling there, it was discovered that this elderly woman who had actually conversed with Zanesha was the one that was the lycanthrope, and that her own child was her first victim when she was first cursed. After returning, Mark provided the good news that the upcoming celebration at the Baumbauch estate, the Forge Force would be able to gain access to this by participating in an impromptu hand-to-hand combat tournament. And that is where we come to this morning, where bodies still slightly sore from the long trek. Zanesha still with the point of exhaustion, if you recall.
No. I had one. I did. But it says they naturally fall off.
Oh, you're right.
After
Sorry.
an hour. So it's gone.
Yep, you're right.
We slept.
Yep. Yes, that is correct. Okay. What is everybody doing here in the morning?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go take the head to the guard.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. And are you going to be going to a standard guard station or looking to go to the prison, as you were told was an option?
I just go to the guard station.
Okay. It doesn't take too long to find. There's a good number of
I'm going
them.
with Buddy. Just so you
Okay.
know.
And is everyone following this? Is this something that's happening after breakfast, or?
Where'd we get this head?
Oh, so this is the lycanthrope's head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the old tattered posting for a job was basically to hunt the lycanthrope.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll follow along.
Okay. So at this point, everybody being able to have your breakfast, wake up for the day, coming together and making your way to a guard post. This took you a little bit more towards the center of the city, kind of out of this production area of the district that houses the Nestled Nook Inn and a number of the distilleries. But you do approach a guard station. It's rather early in the morning. The doors are currently closed, though there are guards about if you'd like to address them. Just post it up.
Yeah, I'll walk up to one and say, "Hey, I have a job to turn in."
Oh, which posting?
I'll show him the paper.
And there's like an immediate recognition. He just takes it. He doesn't even necessarily look at it. He's like, "Really?"
Hold up the bag.
He takes it and he... Good God. All right. Give me just a moment. There's a staff meeting going on. If you just wait just a couple minutes. But he opens the door and steps in, and there you are in the early morning street. The cloud cover has increased slightly this morning. The sun is risen by the time you are all awake, but it is rather dim and dreary today, and a very, very faint snowfall is trickling down. Let's have Sashem and Buddy make a perception check. Oh, you darn thing. Go away. Here we go.
Start off with the low rolls.
Well, she rolled a natural 1 on her stealth. You, amazingly, both notice Lana is around a corner, kind of peering at all of you. But as you notice, she ducks back behind the corner.
As she ducks back behind the corner, I'm going to... Wait, Zanesha came along too. It's not just Buddy and I, right?
I believe so. Is that
Zanesha,
true?
did you come?
If you drug me, sure, I'm there.
I didn't drag you. Like if you wanted to go, then you went. I'm just following Buddy because of the money.
This was
I'm over
getting
there,
paid,
too.
so
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
I'm assuming
Yeah,
pretty much
and
everybody would.
yeah, Zanesha would have wanted the recognition. So,
That's kind of why I figured.
yeah.
I'm gonna elbow Zanesha, and then and then I'm going to try and sneak over and like grab around the corner to grab her.
Okay, just make a stealth check.
I'm just staying put by the guard post.
Zanesha's not being stealthy, she's just running after her.
Running? Okay. So, Sashem, you start to go. your stealth check kind of doesn't matter here.
I know, but it doesn't. I mean,
you decently, like an 11, it's not great. But you start moving, and then Zanesha just just starts blasting past you. Zanesha, you turn the corner, and it's an empty alleyway.
Like, completely empty, or there are like crates, barrels?
There's like a couple of there's litter and a pile of what looks like rags. It's not great. This is like next to the guard station, which is next door to a distillery, so there's some refuse and whatnot.
I'm gonna look up at the roofs to see if she jumped up there and is running on those.
Can I make a perception check?
No.
No, you don't see anything. Sashem, as you turn this corner now, shortly after Zanesha, who you see looking around, and you just feel something grazes your cheek, and you just hear, and then nothing.
is this thing? I don't call her Lana anymore. That's just weird, okay?
Where'd she go?
Alright, let's just go back. She's probably just gonna follow behind us. She doesn't want to listen to the, hey, if she can prove herself, she can join our crew thing that we were gonna give her anyway, so it's all fine.
Zanesha's gonna just stab a rag real fast, just to make extra sure she didn't change into one.
Yeah, the rag is now stabbed.
And Zanesha will be sad, and then we'll follow Sashem back to the guard post.
Okay. So sad Zanesha comes back with a mildly infuriated Sashem. And at that point, the guard station does open its doors, and you are all ushered inside. Inside, you see a number of lieutenants still sitting in a circle with a captain that seems to be leading some kind of discussion. And a guard does come forward. A standard guard does come forward to all of you and says, you're the ones that completed the lycanthrope posting? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yep,
was us.
I chopped its head off.
All right.
It's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but I didn't really get some action. I thought that was gonna be a warm-up,
Fair enough. There are a lot of you, though, so, it makes sense. And he grabs the bag and looks in. Yeah, that's, hey, you guys did a good thing. Captain, how much was that worth? It's been up there for so long, I don't even remember. It's actually... And you can see, part of the page is faded and tattered off. Literally, the reward section's, weathered off of this thing. And the captain goes, for a lycanthrope? It's only 3 months ago that the last person went missing. Yeah, I'll take care of it. And he goes off into the back and comes out with a sack of gold. And he says, who's in charge of this?
I will.
All right. He walks over to Sashem, puts it into your hand. It's not like a hefty sack. You'd probably estimate maybe 150, 200 gold in it.
How much is there actually, so I can keep track and divvy it up?
Yeah, so 150.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah. And he says,
Alright.
are all of you looking for any other work? You've proven to be at least capable.
Well, I mean, depends on the reward, definitely.
We're gonna be in a sparring ring tonight.
Oh, I heard about that starting up. Yeah, it's
And Mark's doing his job.
yeah, Mark. So at the Baumbauch estate, is that where that's gonna be? Okay. All right. He turns to one of his lieutenants. We need to turn up the security presence at the Baumbauch celebration. It's gonna be a little bit more rowdy than expected.
Do you need more security?
We actually do. And given the service you just did, we'd be more than willing to hire a number of you that, of course, wouldn't be participants in this, tournament that's starting up. So who's going to be? I'm assuming you're all going, judging by the way Mark was talking about it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything, and I don't drink, so I'll do something on there.
So that's one. Everyone else is fighting?
I'm fighting.
I'll help
I'm
you
fighting.
with security.
So 2 for security. And he turns to you, Basil, and goes, fighting or security? What are you doing?
I'd like to fight, but I think I'll do security this time.
All right. So 3 for security. And Arnie also goes, I'll also run security. All right, 4
With
for
your
security.
billowing cape, you.
And it billows. There's some chuckles. Yeah, there's some chuckles around the room. It's a little bit of a meme.
Wait,
but
doesn't someone else have one of those now too?
yes.
Buddy?
Yeah,
Buddy.
Buddy does.
everybody gets 25 gold.
There
Okay.
you go. From the reward. And it's as you're counting, they're handing out and counting the gold. It's like, interestingly enough, that's the night's price for running security at the Baumbauch celebration. So, upon completion of your duties, and we'll have you when you show up, report to an assigned guard to work in tandem with them. After completing your duties satisfactorily, you'll be paid. Everybody comfortable with that? All right. That's not starting until sunset, though. And those of you that are fighting, you're just going to have to talk to Mark about how things are going to work with that. So, best of luck in this very sudden tournament.
Got this.
You know, Zanesha, I'm hoping there's some worthy opponents for you, especially with all these drunkards around.
Zanesha, he does look at you and he goes, "What the fuck's up with that?" Looking at your arm.
You want to find out? She's gonna hold it out for a handshake.
He reaches out and takes your hand. And I take it
gonna
you're using
give-
Shocking Grasp. Go ahead and roll damage. You're lucky he's not an old man. The pacemaker. My gosh. What the frick? So he takes your hand, and it's a left-handed shake, so it's already, for some people, it's already a little bit awkward, but he takes it and he falls over to the ground, getting a hold of himself, and he's like, what the?
Oh,
Whoa.
I'm still new to this. I didn't think it was gonna be that strong, man. Sorry.
Oh.
I just meant it as a fun thing. You okay?
I think I broke a rib. Oh.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
a couple of the other guards and soldiers rush up to him. One of them actually looks to be a priest. Does cast a healing spell on him. Let's see. It fully heals it, actually. Barely, but fully heals it.
Oh,
Kind of
hallelujah.
reaches down with his hands, and you all hear this as something moves back into place, and he's like, oh, hey. Thanks, man. Stands back up. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, good luck. Unless there's any other business, we've got some more stuff to attend to. So, if you could excuse yourselves. All right. And you all do make your way out of the guard station again. Just a few steps out the door. In this time, the snow has increased. It looks like by sunset, there's likely to be a pretty good blanket of white over the city. But, what are you all doing?
Is there enough snow to make a snowball?
It's kind of just like that really early slush that's barely starting to stick right now. So, I mean, yes.
Even better.
Yes, okay.
For
So,
those Floridians that don't understand what slush you're kind of talking about, can you kind of explain that in a little more detail?
so
Have you ever had
when
a
snow's
slushie?
just... Yeah, I mean...
It's kind of like the wet sand at the beach, but it's snow instead.
Oh, okay. I got it.
It's like when snow just first starts to stick, but it's half melting. It's like really, really wet.
Okay.
But what's Zanesha doing?
She's gonna take some of the slush, walk up to Buddy, put it in his pants. Or at least attempt to.
I mean, he doesn't have much in the way of pants, does he?
Just normal trousers is all.
Yeah, okay. Alright, Buddy, make a perception check, and Zanesha dexterity. I don't know, Buddy.
Oh
you're about
no!
to get-
I rolled
Oh
a nat
no!
one.
So, Buddy, you see this coming. What would you do?
The tail's gonna scoop up its thumb and throw it in her face before she can get to it.
So yeah, as you're going in for it, Zanesha, whack! Giant ball of slush into the face, which mostly just impacts the mask, but some of it still spatters around.
Like turn back and grin a little bit.
The city is open before all of you, though.
I
Is
want
there anything
to
anybody...
keep an eye open for like general like tools shop because I want to try and find
Okay.
a wood carver's toolkit.
Okay, it wouldn't be particularly hard to find. Let me check something in my notes real quick.
I would like to try to discover a shop that sells like the most finest of drinks. Like
Fine wines.
the expensive shop.
Ooh.
So, okay. So, yeah, that we can definitely do. And will not take long.
Yeah, like I could just walk off into a store and buy that and come back. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm just so a little bit of behind the screen, but there are some places in these cities that are special, and some are not.
Oh.
Yeah, woodworkers kit is like, yeah, that's just like a
General
you know,
hardware
you-
store.
yeah, exactly. So you do make your way. Now that is 10 gold for a full woodworkers set.
Oh, it's 10? Okay.
Hmm.
I mean that's fine. It just says 1 on the inventory.
Yeah,
Like,
one is like a super low quality incomplete set kind of stuff. So
Okay, so 10. Okay. I will take that off.
But buddy, in asking around, you're quickly and repeatedly told that the Baumbauch Distillery is likely the best place to look for high quality ale. Not really much in the way of wines and other spirits here. Everything is about the barley and wheat ale that is specifically cultivated in this region. So you guys
I'll
gonna be
be there.
making your
I'll be there
making your way
later.
there now?
Yeah, I'll just be there later.
Okay, so waiting for now. Who else is wanting to do what?
I would like to try and find a forge, make
Okay.
some connections.
Okay, also not too particularly difficult. The forge here. Let me pull that up. So, you make your way. There we go. You make your way initially to the center of town, trying to kind of orient yourselves to exploring the city. In the center of town, there are a great number of signs pointing to different wards in the city, as well as a lot of opportunity to ask people where things are. It doesn't take long to learn of the Jackal Weir Smiths in the Lock Ward. And I'm assuming you'd like to make your way there.
Is there like a library in town?
There would be, and we can come to that after.
Erin, you were asked a question.
Yeah, are you wanting to make your way to the Jackal Weir Smiths?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I nodded. I didn't.
Oh,
I was
okay.
muted.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I'm on other screens, so I can't always see
Oh,
the.
my fault. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Make
we're
sure
good
I'm
though.
muted.
But yeah, making your way into the Lock Ward. This place is heavily laden with commerce. Not a lot of anything in the way of homes in this place. And it does not take long for you to follow the ringing of steel that you've grown so accustomed to be able to find the Smiths. And there you actually see 3 halflings around an anvil, small, stout, but wide anvil, all ting ting ting, ting ting ting, ting ting ting, hammering at the a large armor plate.
Hello. Hey. Short men. Do you want some help?
As you say short men, all of the hammers stop and all 3 of them kind of look up at you.
Roll
Help?
initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative.
Call me an elf one more time. No, it's kidding.
I'm just a little bored before this Baumbauch shindig tonight, and I just figured I'd help you out if you needed it.
Wait, you're invited to the Baumbauch
No, not invited. No. Security.
yeah, that makes a bit more sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean helping us out? I don't get it.
I mean, I'm really good at what you guys do, and so if you had like a project you wanted me to finish in like lickety split, I could totally do it for you.
Who are you?
Oh yeah, I forgot. So name's Sashem, chosen one of Morden. So
They're looking at each other, and you can see smirks sneaking across their faces. Like, what is this guy talking about?
just know I'm a really, really, really good metal guy. Made the plate that's on me. Made a really good mask for my friend. Some knuckle dusters. Like, I don't know, anything you got that I can help out with. You don't have to like pay me. I'm just here to help. That's all.
It's
You know.
as you say. I made the plate that's on me. That all of their faces, they don't drop into like despair or anything, but it's like, oh, and they go, "You made this plate?
Yeah.
How old are you?"
It's a piece of.
My age shouldn't fool you, but I mean, I'm young. I'm 15. Like,
No, I mean, like, that's what I mean. That's be able to make plate at 15. That's impressive. I
let me
mean,
tell you, it was definitely
you're-
hefty, but this one is my prize, and I'm gonna pull out the rapier.
okay. Let's see. And the third one. Two of them don't necessarily look at it. They look to be more interested in your armor, but one of them, his eyes go wide at that and kind of steps forward away from the forge, dropping his hammer on it and goes, "Wow, that's... If you're offering free labor,
Yeah. I'm gonna
absolutely."
speed it back up. Yeah, just I'm just bored. That's it. Haven't been around a forge in a while since I've been traveling, so kind of need something other than that stinking lichen throat thing. Didn't get much warm up with that, so I figured I'd come help you guys get a little more muscle warm up before tonight.
Man, you say a lot of things that none of us have any idea what you're talking about, but you've got skill. So, look, I mean, we've got a great number of orders, and if you're working at this level of skill, I've got no issue having you work alongside us. How long? You're just trying to kill time before the celebration?
Yep, just trying to kill time.
I mean, we'll have you as long as you'll stay, I guess. And leading you back, the rest of the party, I mean, it's up to you. You could leave Sashem here and move on to exploring the rest of the city.
Yeah, guys, I'll be a while, so I'll just meet you back at the guard gate a little later.
Have fun.
I'm
See
just
you.
gonna go relax and mentally prepare for the fighting that's coming
Why
up.
don't you just meet us at the place?
I think that's what he means.
Yeah.
Like the
I also want to use
security
Channel
entrance.
Divinity to get as many of their orders done as possible.
Okay, so I'm gonna... So Channel Divinity gives you an hour of extreme movement, right? And effectively the rate of that movement is equivalent to being able to make a full plate set in that time, right? Of normal metals, that is. They don't have any orders for full plate. They're working on an armor plate for a vehicle of some kind. But you don't necessarily jump in on the big pieces because they're already laying into that, but you do complete 17 smaller orders, which blows them away, but that does take you nearly to sunset. So effectively, until the party decides that they're catching up with you, that
You're
kind of
occupied.
sets you to the side. Yeah, you're occupied.
Okay.
Basil, you were looking for a library, right?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll come with you.
Oh, okay.
Into the North Ward, which is actually where the Baumbauch Distillery is, and adjacent to the market area, there is a library. It is humble, to say the least. It's not a great repository of knowledge like the Cobalt Reserve, though if there is something specific you're looking for, you may be able to ask a librarian there. And as you do step in, the librarian is an interesting person. You see a rather tall individual who walks with a wobble. They have a little bit of a long snout with glasses sitting on the end of their nose, kind of like a scaled complexion. And they wander up to you as you open the door, and it's, what can I do for you?
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
I'm looking for a few books or knowledge related.
Well, we have those.
Do you have any books on curses?
Curses. Well, you mean like saying swears?
No. More like magical
Oh.
curses.
Magical curses, I see. and starts wobbling over to one of the bookshelves. Make a perception check, if you would, please.
Yeah. 15.
Okay.
Jakob?
Okay. You do make your way over to some of the bookshelves, and there is a small section on Arcana in general, and pointing to a couple of the books, she goes, "Yeah, well, there's a few here that might contain what you're kind of looking for." Looks you up and down a little bit, and pulls out a couple of books about deities, a couple of books about casting magical curses, and one about actually hemocraft, blood magic, and hands them to you. A total of 5 books. Is this something you're going to be looking to purchase? You're wanting to sit here and read for a while? What's the plan?
I'm going to sit here and read for a while, and if one of them catches my interest more than the others, I'll probably purchase it.
Very well. You are free to use any of the tables. Who would have come into the library with Basil?
I did, for sure.
Go ahead and also make a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Back at where we stayed.
Okay.
Perception. Perceive things. A 12.
Perceive. Okay. Between the two of you, something's a bit weird about this librarian. The way their body moves isn't, like, normal. But that's all.
I don't know what to think of that.
As the time goes on, Basil, how long would you be spending with Syranos here to do this?
Actually, I would like to ask about books on like locations, because I want to check out information on Singorn and the Nicodranas Magus Tower as well.
Okay. As you ask about locations, she pipes up. She goes, "Oh, cartography! I love cartography!" and quickly turns to move, but trips. And as she falls, her body kind of bends in a weird place, and it takes her a really long time to gather herself.
Can I try to help
right
her
herself.
out by grabbing the upper torso and picking her up?
You do. And the upper torso pulls away.
I drop
From
it
the
immediately and
rest
it's
of
like,
the
oh my
body.
gosh, I'm so sorry.
And she goes, "Oh no, it's nothing." And she's pulling her cloak over herself, and you hear, even with your passive perception, some mumbles and groans that are not coming from her.
Wait a minute.
Gather herself back together.
Hold
She says,
on. Hood.
Cartography! No, cartography! Oh, shit. And there are 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Yes.
What the heck is going on?
And they're just looking up at you like, don't tell anybody.
Someone better start speaking right now.
We just like books. And then another one speaks up. I also like books.
Are you actually the librarian? Because I'm not buying this right now.
The one that was the head is like, I mean, we've been the librarian for like a week and it's worked out.
Oh my gosh, where's the librarian?
Oh, she died.
Did you kill her?
No, no, no. And all 3 of them are like, no, 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 waving their hands.
As I
We
like
didn't
pull
kill-
my
we don't
sword out
kill.
an inch.
No, no, no. And at this point, so make an intimidation check
Okay.
with advantage.
Okay.
What is Basil doing during all of this? Just reading and ignoring it, or?
He's like looking up, just laughing.
Zanesha,
Oh,
at this point, with
gosh,
you
that's
being outside the door,
horrible.
you're hearing this
It's
as
an
well.
8.
It's an 8? Well,
With
I mean, it's going
advantage.
to be... Oh, God! Yeah, they're not necessarily mortified or terrified of you, but you can tell that you've had an effect on them. They go, no, please, no weapons, no weapons. We saw that she died, and we like books. We wanted to be here. Don't kill us.
This still isn't your store. I should probably report this.
Well, if she's dead, it's nobody's store.
You know what? I'm gonna let this slide, but no more lying. Just be the 3 of you taking place. And if someone else, like guards, have trouble with this, then you gotta deal with it. No more dishonesty. Take me to the books I want.
They kind of all look at each other and they're like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then the one that was on top trots over. The trench coat is still hanging off of her and is like draped 6 feet behind her as she walks. But she does take you over to the cartography section. What specifically are you looking for?
First, for my camera to work.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anywho.
You need to appear bigger in the screen. I tried.
So I wanted information on the Nicodranas Mage Tower. Like, specifically a book regarding the Mage's Tower and, like hierarchies of, like, who I would need to go to when we get there.
Okay.
And in regards to Singorn, because I only know of the location, I kind of just want to read up on it in general.
Okay. So in looking for information specifically on the Mage Tower at Nicodranas, there are mentions of it in books about the Menagerie Coast, in books specifically about Nicodranas. There is not a lot of detail. Given that it's a Mage's Tower, you would pretty much know that Mage's Towers aren't something that, like, they're not an attraction, right? They're a private residence. Many times they are mentioned because they are so fantastical. They can have magical properties. They're often utilized in the defense of the city they're in and things like that. And there are mentions of that in Nicodranas. And in fact, during the Ascension of Ygondu, specifically, the Mage Tower in Nicodranas was actually a refuge for people that were teleportation circled out of Allfield, specifically, to evacuate them during the final confrontation where Ygondu was shunted back over to the other side of the Divine Gate. That's like the most pertinent thing you end up finding, but given the nature of what it is, you don't find much more than that. Or perhaps that information you're seeking is not necessarily within the cartography of it, but maybe politics, government, organizational, things like that. But for Singorn, now you have, stepping out of game a little bit, you've watched most of Campaign 1?
I've watched a good portion of it. I watched the animated series, and then I'm watching currently through what's after.
Okay, so you've actually already seen what happens in Singorn and how Singorn was a city that transports itself between the Feywild and the material plane, right?
Yes.
Okay. Basically, that's what you learn.
Okay.
That dynamic about how Singorn is a city in Tal'Dorei that is occasionally, for reasons that their leadership determine, transported through the use of gate stones or threshold crests, as they're called as well, into the Feywild, whether to protect itself, to do business there, because they feel like having a party in the Feywild, all kinds of reasons. It is currently ruled by a persistent elvish lineage, as it has been since it was founded. The names of which, let me grab that. In the Barrel Keep is housed the elven lineage Selindar, where the Verdant Lord Selindar is.
Okay.
Yes. Is its current ruler.
Cylindar's current ruler. Okay. Awesome. And
Okay,
what that was called? What? The Barrel Keep?
The Barrel Keep, Beryl, like beryllium.
Okay. And Selindar. Selindar. Current ruler. Okay.
You do also discover that while the city has been governed by elves since its founding, specifically the transition to a military organized government was actually shortly after the ascension of Orthax, not Ygondu.
So now it's more of a military government?
Yes. Well, as of like 400 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's kind of the end of what you find.
Awesome.
It is a smaller library.
Yeah. Did you... Let's see. Basil,
Yes.
did you find what you needed?
I think I have.
Quite a bit you do find, Basil. There are a great number of curses and types of curses that are revealed in a number of these books that take different paths. There are curses applied by hags or witches that are deep, old, dark magic that can alter all kinds of aspects of a being. They can shift somebody's alignment from evil to good or good to evil. They can take the body and twist it to the desires of the cursor. There are also blood curses that carry through lineage, whether, again, bestowed by old dark magic users like hags and whatnot, but also directly from gods. What specifically are you looking for? And if you need to message it to me, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And while you're doing that, Zanesha, I imagine you would have entered when the commotion happened?
No. Zanesh is
No?
looking for a spot that sells potions.
Potions, okay. It is easy enough to find, but you'll probably want to play that one out, so we'll come back around to it. But make your investigation check for that, because it's a little special.
While they're doing that, I want to turn to one of the kobolds again and just be like, do you know if there's any books on Dragonborn lineage or anything?
Dragonborn lineage specifically.
Yeah, around here.
You are led to kind of like not exactly a genealogy section, but almost just kind of like research on bloodlines kind of thing. You don't find a lot of useful information there.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
just not
I'm
within
just,
the purview of this.
Just gonna wonder about the sections, then keeping my eye out, and if nothing pops, then I'll try it at the next place.
But Basil, in looking for this, it's a tricky thing because it's rather specific, right? A lot of these books, they're not deep in Arcana. They're super, super cursory. They're very, very surface level. There's not a lot of instruction on execution of any of this Arcana at all. So not easy to find anything like that. You can make an investigation check to try and dig through what's there. But this would be committing to being in this place basically until you need to move to the event.
I will do that.
Okay. And then while you're making that roll, Zanesha, with a roll like that, again, it's not that you fail, it's that it takes a large amount of time. But you do find something quite interesting in that there is a cart that is stationed in one of the city squares over in the North Ward. It's not exactly towards the Baumbauch Distillery, it's kind of in that direction, but its doors are shuttered, and it is a tall, almost 2-story cart with a number of herbs hanging on the outside.
Zanesha is very excited, thinking she found another Kelman. She's gonna run up and knock on it.
And you do knock on it, and the door... So how close are you when you knock on it? You were excited.
Her face is gonna be like a foot away.
Okay, yeah. So you make a dexterity saving throw immediately after you knock on it.
I get that at advantage, right? Yes, because
you can see it coming. Okay, yeah.
Oh, good. 20.
Okay. So basically a half second after your first knock goes in, and right before your second one even connects, the door is blasting open, and it nearly bashes you in the face, but you swing away and brace yourself, and then immediately, like super close to your face, is this rather rotund, black-furred with white spots cowman that gets his face really close to yours and goes, mm. He looks to be maybe 7 feet tall, and then he says, "What can I do for you?"
Okay, Zanesha's not laughing. She's gonna react by getting like an inch closer. Just be like,
and
I
he reciprocates.
love
He gets
you.
closer again. Oh, already? I like it.
So, I have found that lately I'm like a little too slow to actually get stuff done. So do you have, or can you make, anything that would just make me faster?
Make you faster. I don't have one ready made, but... And he turns, and with a speed not fitting his form, is grabbing herbs, and then also pulls down a vial of a thick, nasty, putrid-looking liquid, pours it into a bowl, smashes some herbs into it, kind of shows it to you. Sniff this!
She's gonna sniff it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh wait, a save. That's not a save.
Yeah, that's just a check.
Okay, this is the save. 19.
Okay. You keep yourself from immediately retching, but it's bad. It's absolutely terrible. But then he pulls it back and goes, and goes back to mixing more things in, and then he pulls out a jar that has what you assume is an eye in it plunges his hand down, and immediately the smell of like formaldehyde wafts across the area. And he looks at the empty jar, throws it past you, and it shatters on the ground behind you.
Could I try and catch the jar?
Yeah, you could. Just make a dexterity check. It's a pretty good sized jar, too.
Oh, hey, 19!
So he goes to just throw it past you, and it's like he throws it in a way that you're actually like lunging to the side to try to catch it. But you do. You catch it, and he throws the eye into the bowl, squeezes it, and you just hear this pop, and then this squishing sound, and then the stalk of the eye with the skin of it is then flat and deflated, and he just drops it on the floor. And then with his hands, he begins to like knead the material, and eventually it goes from this thickened, like congealing mass, it begins to thin more and more and more. And then he kind of wrings his, hoofed fingers off. He comes and sets it in front and kind of just watches it for a little bit. How long would Zanesha sit there?
She'd wait for like 10 or 15 seconds and be like, is it done?
He just goes and keeps staring at it. Make a perception check.
Okay. That's not bad. 15?
Okay. The color of it is continuing to change. It's going from it was a putrid greenish brown mix of like congealed old blood and whatnot, but it is clarifying and turning into like this almost vivid teal color as it sits. And he looks at you and he, how big? How fast do you want to go?
I mean, fast enough to hit someone. That's also fast.
He reaches out and like slowly punches your shoulder. That didn't take me going very fast.
I didn't know you were trying!
Make sure your enemies don't know you're trying. He grabs the bowl and puts it up and goes to start closing the door.
Wait, no! I want the potion!
Oh. I thought you just said you wanted to hit enemies. I told you how, but okay, let's do this. And he goes and he then pours it into a vial. The amount of liquid also vastly reduced in this time. And a vial even smaller than this, it would be basically that inner vial.
Like one
is,
shot.
Is all yeah, and barely even that. It's a very, very fine vial of now what has become a very, very thin but beautiful teal liquid. And he wraps a string around the lid multiple times and then dips it into a heavy wax that hardens rather quickly. Says, "This will make you fast." And he sets it on the counter. 35, no. 45, no. How much you got?
She will dump all of her money on the counter as 25 gold, 21 silver, and 18 copper.
And he slouches in his chair. Do you have any materials?
She'll stick her hand into her bag of holding and then come back out with that fire elemental shard.
Okay. He looks at it. That and 15 gold. Hmm?
Deal.
All right. Let's do it. That literally happened in game and
That was in character. Yep. That's amazing. Yeah.
But he swipes up 15 of the gold in one fell swoop, leaving behind what was promised, and you hand over the fire elemental shard. And he looks at it and rubs it. Ooh, it goes hot.
I mean, it came from a fire elemental.
Yes. Well, do you need anything else?
I mean, she's gonna pull out the potion of growth that she got from the other one. She's like, "Can you make me another one of these? It makes me big."
Oh, big. And he pops it. I don't have those ingredients, I'm sorry. I need a giant's toe. I don't have giant's toe.
Okay, I'll look for those.
Yes, please do. Come back here, I will use it. I'll make you big.
You're awesome. Love you.
And he literally goes. He says, "Are we done?"
Yeah, have a good one, man.
He slams the door while you're still speaking.
Just walk away so happy.
You now have a single-use potion of haste.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Who do we need to get back to? Buddy, what are you looking to accomplish before sunset?
He's just at the tavern / inn, getting his meals in and relaxing and getting mentally ready for the boxing arena. That's all he's doing.
Sitting at the Nestled Nook Inn. Are you facing the door or away from it?
I would like to be at a table that was against the wall so I could see the...
Okay, so fully defensive. Even with your passive perception, it's not hard to tell. A familiar face walks in. First is Mark, followed closely by Lana.
I'm just going to sit there quietly and see what happens.
They move up to the bar. You can't hear them from this distance. It's not a huge inn, but at this time of day with the celebration happening tonight, it's not exceptionally busy, but there's a good number of people. And they're just sitting at the bar, having a conversation.
Am I able to hear anything they're saying or no?
I mean, it'd be hard. Make a perception check with disadvantage.
No.
Just no. Yeah, it's there's not like a roar, but there's a pretty good murmur across the crowd. It's really difficult. You would have to try to get closer or something to...
Well, knowing what she did to Buddy knowing what she did to him, pineapple. He's just gonna keep his distance and try to relax and not be swayed mentally.
Okay. They're there for a good amount of time. He looks just as uncomfortable as you would expect. It's not hard with passive insight to determine that. You're not sure that she's been working her magic.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to that, George. It's a good hour before Lana gets up and walks out. As she's walking out, let's see if she takes notice of you. She does. Are you trying to be inconspicuous at all, or are you just kind of chilling?
Honestly, I'm just chilling. I'm a big green dragon with amongst brown wood.
Yeah, that's true. It's a little hard to be inconspicuous for you. She does take notice of you, and at first she goes to continue stepping out the door, but then turns and looks at you and begins to approach.
Addie, come here.
I'll sit up a little bit more straight and
What?
just try not to make eye contact with her, but acknowledge that
but
she's
you'll
coming
have
up.
to do it before bed.
And she, not directly in front of you, but kind of to the side on the table, just kind of sits up onto it with one leg and just still kind of looking straight at you. Just because of how short she is and you sitting in the chair, you're actually at the same height with her like this. She just looks at you.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm certain you could, but I'm curious.
A
Why are the 6 of you so keen on getting into this celebration at the Baumbauch Estate?
Honestly, I found it a good opportunity to try my hand at a good brawl. See if I can find anybody worthy to hit. That's my take on it.
I like this, not having to cast a spell on you, but still being able to have a conversation.
It is kind of you not to.
She looks back, and Mark is actually watching the two of you converse. I'm going to be leaving town, actually before the event, but it would have been good to see you fight.
Oh, if you stay later in the day, you will see us fight. In fact, I think I know someone that might want to try to fight you.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Why not? Come try your hand.
Make a persuasion check.
That's not going to go over well. Oh, actually, it might. It's only a 13.
Okay. She just says, maybe it's worth considering. Tell
You
you
might
what.
have fun.
She just looks up for a little bit, thinking. Kind of brushes some hair back behind her ear and moves her eyes down to your eye line. You gonna do anything to prevent that?
No, I'll stay how I am.
You have a bright future ahead of you.
I better. I'm bright enough as it is.
Well, maybe I'll see you tonight. And she stands up and moves out of the inn.
I'll take a sigh of relief.
As she leaves, Mark stands up from the bar and rushes over to you. He's like, "What was that about? What's going on?"
I think she was just trying to say hi, but I may have my friends an opportunity that want to fight her. Possibly.
Which one's unlucky enough to do that?
I believe it is Zanesha is the one that was wanting to fight her.
Yeah, that's a choice. Okay.
Hey, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
So.
at least there's rules during that during this tournament. Because magic won't be allowed. So that serves to your benefit. And actually, I could let you know. At sunset, you guys could just approach the guard stations. Could be right in front of the Baumbauch estate, and they'll kind of guide you all to where you need to be.
I guess I'll go work on letting them know.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. It's something I won't have time to do. So listen. Bets are allowed on all of this. And he kind of looks both ways and leans in a little bit. Think there's anyone in your group that would be willing to throw a fight for a little bit of coin?
There's only 2 of us that are going to be fighting, so I'll have to converse with the other one.
So yeah, you and the half-orc, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't think she looks like the kind that would that'd go for that. So yeah, forget it. It's all good.
I can guarantee you there would be good fights, though.
I hope so. I hear General Rikasha is going to be there. He's a freak. So have fun with that.
Oh, I will.
Okay. All right. Yep. See you guys there. He turns to leave. Does anybody else have anything they're looking to accomplish before we move to sunset?
I would like to turn to Basil, not Basil, Basil. Just be like, hey, since we're doing security, you think we should show up early? Like, a little bit early?
He's gonna be like, interested. How late is it?
Looks outside.
Yeah, looking outside, you probably have, at the point you're doing this question, an hour before sunset.
I don't know. We got just basically 30 minutes early is what I'm thinking. So
Okay, I'll wrap this up real quick. I did roll a 21 on the investigation.
Okay, for specifically for your message.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll type something up for that.
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
And if
All right.
it's in a certain book, he's going to try and buy that one.
It would result in that. So just 2 silver.
Okay.
Books are not super expensive. Mal?
Sorry, it's my cat.
Wow. So loud.
Zanesha got a familiar.
He's a needy little beast.
You all do eventually congregate. Sashem, would you have been cleaning yourself up after working in the forge all day?
Probably not. I think I just would have put my plate armor back on, and
Okay.
it takes too long to wash up. And if I was finished at sunset, I would have just been like, "Oh, screw it, put it on and booked it."
Okay. But you all do congregate at the gate to the Baumbauch Distillery, where the festivities would begin. And here, buddy, for the first time, you do see not only is the distillery itself and its associated gift shop, as well as its ale sales accessible, but there are a multitude of booths set up, almost convention style, that are exhibiting a great number of technologies around distillation, metals that could be used to shore up pressure vessels, valves, and small fluid lines. A great number of things that are extremely precisely made, finely made, polished, and being presented in this place to try to drive the industry forward. You all see the Baumbauch Distillery in its grandiose scale, large steam stacks and enormous silos of grain surround this distillery as almost a wall of production. The facility itself is 3 stories tall, and you're quickly told and are able to learn that the facility also extends into the basement for multiple levels, all filled with a great number of processing equipment, individuals, even housing quarters for the workers here. The estate, which lies beyond the Baumbauch Distillery, is not quite in view at this point. Everyone that's running security, which is everyone but Zanesha and Buddy, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that is 4 of you. So I'm going to use the d6. You are all likely going to have, depending on the roles, different assignments about where you are during the festivities, and which that will determine kind of what you'd be able to do.
Cool.
Unless you wish to shirk your duties in order to go about something else. Basil. Ooh. You are actually in the estate. You will be following a guard, which would actually be Lieutenant Dern, D-U-R-N. And then we have Sashem. You are actually here at the convention with a.
Am I near the fight?
This would actually be near the fight, yes. So the fighting pit you can all see is being set up kind of here at the distillery side in this open courtyard that is surrounded by silos. And actually, instead of sand, the fighting pit is filled with wheat chaff. So that's going to be comfortable.
Is it bloody?
It's not bloody yet. Maybe you'll make it that way.
I would also like to say that the reason I wanted to show up 30 minutes early was to start mapping out places for my security detail.
Okay.
That was my purpose for wanting to be early.
Okay. With the way that private contractors are being handled, so you approach your guard partner effectively after you come to the distillery entrance.
Okay.
With this, and he just kind of expresses, you're just kind of going to be with me, is what he
okay.
lets you know.
No worry. Where are we going to be?
Finding that out. You are also here at the convention, so near the fight.
Awesome.
And then Arnie, being a guard captain, is going to take his pick. He's going to be with you, Basil. The estate. All right. The fight, the small-scale tournament, is going to be in 2 hours after sunset. Zanesha and Buddy, as combatants, you have not free reign, but access to the rest of the festivities when you are not fighting. You're given a little bit of a lanyard that has just a small metal tag on it that identifies you. And there is ale for sale, as well as all of the aforementioned technologies. There appear to be also dignitaries from other places wandering about as well. Basil, you are, with Arnie, immediately led off to the estate, where there are not really any guests out that direction yet, but you're being shown around the estate a little bit on the outside. Looks like you're going to be on some kind of exterior patrol.
Okay.
Syranos, at the convention with Sashem, you are both basically the entirety of the distillery courtyard, as well as occasionally going to be making patrol passes into the distillery itself to make sure no one's like slipped in and is trying to move in through the facility at all.
Okay, and we all have a guard from this place. Right?
Yes, you all have somebody assigned with you. Specifically, Lieutenant Dern is with Basil, though.
Okay.
Is she in there?
Is Arnie, because he's a captain, kind of free reign, or is he with someone too?
A bit, yes. He is a captain of not this city, so he stopped to kind of have a conversation with the guards, but he has a bit more freedom.
That's so cool.
At least until you get to Nicodranas. But those on all of your patrols and guard duties, go ahead and just make a perception check.
Okay.
And while those rolls are happening, Zanesha and Buddy, what are the two of you doing ahead of your fight?
Do we get a hand
Warming
from our
up.
guard? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
Do we get a hand from having a guard with us? For the perceptions for advantage.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so we get
So
advantage.
you get the help action.
Sweet. That's for...
So Zanesha warming up, so you're pretty much just sticking around the ring.
Mhm.
And
I'll be helping her warm up some light sparring.
okay, yeah, the two of you just kind of just do. That makes sense. The ring itself, it's literally like hay bales in a circle. And then and granted it's a large circle, it's like 35 feet across. And then a giant pile of wheat chaff that is slowly being worked down as fighters are walking through it, feeling it, rubbing it in their hands, getting used to it, and stuff like that.
Can
Onto those.
I watch everyone that comes in and like make extra sure they're not trying to like hide a weapon somewhere? Make sure it's going to stay a
Yeah.
fair fight with just fists.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Sashem, did you roll for your perception? You get it with advantage because of your guard. You too, Basil.
Yeah.
Yes.
First one I rolled was not advantage, and then I rolled with advantage and got worse.
It got worse. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, there
A
we go.
20, nice. I got a
Yeah.
23.
Okay. Now that's going to be basically your rolls that persist for some time here.
I'll take
Zanesha,
that.
you don't. Yeah, Zanesha, you don't particularly spot anything dubious. As a note, those that are not working security, so Zanesha and Buddy, you did have to check your weapons, though they are not far. They're not like back at the entrance. They're checked here, basically at the ring, and locked in this armoire. That's kind of like at this, not like a registration desk, but like a check-in desk. It's only
Okay.
30 or 40 feet away from the ring itself.
I'll have my
Well, you
cloak
did-
there with them as well.
Your cloak?
Yeah, my cloak of billowing that I bought.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Did Zanesha have to turn in her mask?
Huh.
Because there's horns on it.
Yes.
She goes to take it off, and then they freak out. No, put it back on! Put it back on! Put it back on!
I know. So you do take it off, and the people at the desk where you're checking in weapons. There's a half elf woman and a gnome man. As you take it off, their eyes are just large at you, and then they.
Do you really want the
Gingerly take the
mask, or
mask.
can I just leave it on?
We have to.
Is there a booth that sells masks?
That's amazing.
Like at festivals or whatever?
Overfun.
He reaches down and pulls out a burlap sack and puts it on the table and just looks at you, Zanesha.
I'm putting that on!
Right.
He sheepishly takes it back and puts it back under the table.
Wait, this is my first time Buddy actually gets to see the face.
Oh yeah, so
He's excited to
So I'll
see
just
what's
use it to my
underneath.
advantage.
yeah, what would Buddy's reaction be? You kind of already know the deal.
At first, he'd be surprised, but then he'd be like, "I've seen worse."
That's surprising.
That is
That's the
surprising.
surprising thing. What about, has Syranos seen it?
I
Don't think so.
I don't think you've taken it off since we've joined. I mean, if Buddy hasn't seen it, then I haven't, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Am I within sight of her?
not at this moment, but I mean she's going to be about. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be
And
out and
you're going
about
to be
without
about.
my mask on, so we'll see how many
Okay.
people. I don't know. Are kids gonna start crying just the sight of me?
There's not really a lot of kids here. There's booths and attractions and stuff like that, but it seems it's very tech convention in its
Okay.
in its presentation. It's not to say there aren't kids. There's a couple, but they're very, very closely attached. They very, very finely dressed, closely watched by their caretakers or parents who have them here. Everyone, for the most part, seems very, very well behaved. Syranos and Sashem, your patrols do end up meeting towards the fighting pit as the time approaches, and the three of you, Syranos, Sashem, and Zanesha, and Buddy, all do see a number of other combatants approaching, one of whom is a rather large and rather stout and heavily scarred all across his body Goliath. Zanesha, you know this Goliath.
Yeah.
He was in the tribes that you traveled with in Othanzia. It's Marcus. He, not quite a chief's son, more of a distant relative than that. And you had a frequent quarrel with him. He was one of the ones that kind of refused to accept you.
Was he as scarred as he is now when I left?
No. And it's not like you, to be clear, but it's pretty heavy scarring and across almost the entirety of the body. And he is wearing only basically a leather strapped kilt and not much else. Some leather straps across the arms. And it's up and down his chest and stomach, down his back, across the head. It looks like 3 marks across the head that probably splayed open most of the skin. He hasn't yet taken notice of you.
Zanesha's gonna approach him.
I mean, he may not
Okay.
recognize you anyway.
He won't, obviously.
Sashem and Syranos, you do see Zanesha at this point. And Syranos, it is at this point you see Zanesha's face.
Oh my gosh, Zanesha!
And she's very
Out loud.
focused on Marcus at the moment, so she's gonna ignore it.
Wait a minute, what? And I'm just going to turn to Sashem because Zanesha ignored me if Sashem is next to me. What happened? Is that what?
Look, you know how you like really can't control what she does?
Yeah.
Well, she decided to stick a skull mask that came off of a nutcase from the cult of this white skull, and it about ripped her face off.
Oh, like the mask grabbed her face?
Definitely. I was able to finally like get it off, but it took like almost all of her skin off. And that actually looks better than when it originally was. We've had it healed a couple of times.
That looks better?
Yeah.
It's as this conversation is happening, having overheard that name.
Oh yeah, I was loud.
Said, yeah, Marcus walks forward, and Zanesha, you turn, and he's there, not towering over you. He's only 2 or 3 inches taller than you, but is just looking at you.
Zanesh is going to talk to him in Giant
Okay.
and say, what happened? Did they kick you out?
And responding in Giant. No, I left of my own will. This was in battle. And he looks at your left arm. And he points at it with one of those.
Dragonborn attacked the tribe?
That is not just a dragonborn. That is of a dragon.
Since when are dragons in Althansia?
Occasionally. They come down south from the regions around Vasselheim.
Still don't understand how that would have, brought you here.
Travels. I followed where the coin led. I left the tribes behind. I felt unfulfilled.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check. What was that, buddy?
They're still speaking in Giant, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Oh,
He's full of crap.
not one.
It's hard to read.
I mean, she's gonna believe it. Hopefully, I can be the next one to take you down.
It was close a couple of times back in the tribes.
Yeah, I proved my worth.
See you in the ring. And he turns.
Shashem's, as he walks away, Shashem's gonna walk up. Who's that loser?
Old
Loud
family.
enough to be heard, or
Yeah, totally. Shashem doesn't care. I don't know who that guy is, but
He's 15.
No.
He doesn't care at all.
yeah, he doesn't notice.
Zanesha, who's that loser?
Oh, sorry. I thought you heard me. Old family.
Really? So you're gonna is this good blood, bad blood? You're not gonna let him win, right?
Oh, completely bad blood.
Oh,
Hopefully,
okay.
if I'm lucky, I'll actually kill him in the ring.
Oh, that'd be that's not bad. By the way, Syranos just saw your face. You should have seen him. It was funny.
No, yeah, I guess keep the mask on all the time, don't I?
Yeah, didn't
It's so
register
cool.
that.
You did such a great job.
Oh, and it's such an. I should make another one for you too. Something that way, if you wanted to wear it without the giant horns and things.
But I want
Maybe
the
that's why they.
horns.
No. I know, but maybe that's the reason why they had you take it off is because you could headbutt. It's technically
That's
more
why I
power
like it.
weapon. I know, but in a fight like this, if you wanted to keep a mask, maybe we should just make a plain mask. Scary face, but not.
Or maybe
like-
you make one where we can hide the horns, so they don't know they have to take it away.
I don't know if I could do that. That's an interesting. We'll have to figure that out. We might have to just enchant the one you got. So that way, if you want to, then you can be like, hey, horns disappear, and then they'll woof and gone. They'll still be there. Nobody can see them, though.
Secret horns.
Secret horns.
Secret
turning our
tunnel.
attention now to Ani and Basil. You're going about a patrol that's getting rather monotonous at this point. It's been almost 2 hours. You do know that the fight's going to be starting. Both of you perhaps a little, disappointed you won't be there to watch it. But I never rolled a perception check for Army. Should also be it. Okay, so the exact same number as Basil. You do notice that you're generally being kept from going around the back side of the manor.
So, Dern,
Yes?
if we're patrolling outside of the estate, why aren't we going all the way around it?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tradition here with the Baumbauchs. Some kind of religious thing. They've got stuff going on back there that we're not supposed to, interfere with.
Okay. So what other traditions are there with this Baumbauchs?
Well, I mean, they're rich as hell. They have been for centuries now. Their family has. They've been making ale, and they're probably the best at it in the world. There's some people in Marquette that would argue against that, but
They make some really good stuff over there.
anything that wealthy do, they do as well. They got stable with 100 horses and all that kind of stuff. Nothing else that really matters for what we're doing.
How many brigands have you arrested?
Brigands. Well, a lot more in the recent days. Ever since all of the cities had shut down their, monitoring systems, since this Comorta and Icehaven business, it's a lot easier for people to try to get away with stuff. It's things have gotten kind of busy. If anything, this is now kind of a little bit of a break from everything. Just walking around, a little cold now, but it's whatever.
Yeah, it seems pretty nice.
Hopefully it stays quiet. I know after the tournament, a lot of guests, especially the dignitaries and whatnot, are going to be moving this direction. There's a couple of representatives from Taldore and some of the market companies that have contracted with the Baumbauchs. The whole reason for all of this that are here, and there's going to be a big to-do and thanking them and all that kind of stuff. So,
Bunch of official
we'll see how
stuff.
rowdy things get.
Well, doesn't seem like it'll be too crazy.
No, this is kind of a professional event. It's not like it's a fair, Hey, listen. I'm gonna be honest, I gotta take a piss. I'm gonna be a minute, so just hang out here, alright? He steps away.
You're looking up at the estate, just admiring the architecture.
It is at this point that Arnie rounds a corner, basically the one that this individual that Dern was turning to go relieve himself. And he comes up to you and he says, I don't know too much about the specifics, but I have some concerns about the religious practice that's going to be taking place here.
Why's that?
Well, it's... So, the god of greed. Avarath, right? Oh, sorry, let me get... Avathor. And this is where I wish we had CJ tonight, because he's the one that put something together. But that's okay. The god of greed, Avathor, is... there's religious freedom in the Empire, but I think there going to be doing some kind of ritual tonight, and we got wind that the white dress that got soiled was part of that ritual. So I'm unsure. It's just a bit not sitting right.
I'm saying hi.
Well, if you want to take a peek in the back, I'll keep Dorn busy.
All right. Yeah, he's not necessarily watching over me, but if I'm gone for too long, he'll probably take notice. I'm gonna be going to look. And he does.
Tell me if anything happens.
He's going to make a stealth check. Okay. Not bad. He actually slips out of your sight relatively quickly. Surprising for a dwarf. And it is at this point we'll turn our attention back to the fighting pit. This 30 more minutes has passed, Sashem and Syranos, but you are permitted to watch the tournament. And actually your security partner is there with you as well to help specifically run security for the pit. The first fight is actually between one General Rikasha, which as he approaches the ring is a monstrous black dragonborn with a long tail, is stripped down to almost nothing. He's basically in leather undies, but is a specimen of a creature. If it weren't for standing upright on two legs, he would likely be misconstrued for a young black dragon. He is a creature unlike any other that you've seen in humanoid form. He calmly steps into the ring, and on the other side, Marcus would be the first to compete. The fight goes on for a decent amount of time, but General Rikasha is by far and away the better fighter, and the blows, while trading, don't seem to do much to General Rikasha. And Marcus does end up falling unconscious at the end and being knocked out of the tournament.
That's so sad. Now Zanesha can't beat him up.
But now I can tease him about it.
Yes, you can. As Marcus falls, cheers erupt, the clanking of tankards, which, as a note, effectively everyone walking around is carrying a tankard that is very frequently refilled. The ale is flowing very freely. Buddy, before your fight, you had said you wanted to buy some of the Baumbauch ale. Is that still muted?
I was going to see what type of pricing I could get for this wine that I have.
Oh, selling the wine.
Possibly.
Okay. And what did you pay for it?
Oh, geez, it's been a bit.
I'm pretty sure it was 10 gold for the bottle, which is like insane.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. There's not a lot of interest.
Right.
It's wine, and this is ale country, so.
Well, maybe I'll purchase some of the ale after the festivities.
Okay. Let me roll
The
something.
festivities?
The festivities.
Syranos takes 3 psychic damage.
What?
The traveler curses you.
But he heard your pun and he can psychically damage you.
Yeah, exactly. A bell rings, and buddy, your name is called.
Jump into the ring.
Okay. Your opponent steps out, and buddy, it is a gnome.
In this corner.
Well, I mean, basically, it is a small gnomish man who has, in honor of General Rikasha, also stripped down to his skivvies, although the presentation is substantially less impressive. He steps forward, but he is confident.
Is just Mark looking and watching?
Scanning the crowd for Mark. Just go ahead and make a perception check.
Dang, it's an 8.
You don't quite see him. This fight particularly has drawn an even larger crowd.
I'm gonna kind of just go. I'll look at Zanesha. What do I do?
You got this.
You got this. Just encouragement. I love it.
That's awesome.
Does he get inspiration?
You're not a bard.
All right.
No.
All right, little man. Let's see what you got.
And he looks up at you and just goes, all right. Roll initiative. He got a 18 plus 6, 24.
I got 18.
So you are going second. He enters a patient defense. He takes a narrow defensive stance. And that is the end of his turn. It's your turn.
Oh, buddy.
How tall is he? I know he's a gnome, but how tall?
He's like 3'2".
So I got 3 feet on him.
He comes up to your shin.
Yeah, basically, he's up to your knees, maybe mid thigh.
I'm gonna thump my tail on the ground and come up to him, just ready to hit. And I'm gonna make it so he attacks first. So I'm gonna step within his range.
Okay, you step within his range.
I
And
want to
as
see what
you're
he's capable of.
okay, not gonna rage.
Not right now.
Okay. As your tail thumps to the ground, the chaff of wheat kicks up into the air. A lot of the materials hang in the air for quite some time before they come down. And as you step forward, he leaps up almost to head level with you, spinning and trying to hit you in the face with his heel with a spinning back kick. What's your AC?
16.
16. No, he does not hit. Misjudges the distance slightly, and the heel of his foot just whoosh right across your nose, not making contact. He is going to make his second attack, which, as he misses, he ends up coming back down to the ground and twirling again, and goes for a straight out kick that is kind of towards one of your knees, which also misses. You just barely shift out of the way in time. His short legs, he doesn't have a lot of range, so it doesn't take a lot of shifting to move out of the way.
Yeah.
But that would be the end of his turn. It's your turn.
Just in response, I'm just gonna swing. Gonna kick first. Try to kick him up in the air, and then I'm gonna punch him. With my second.
Okay, so just go ahead and roll your attacks.
So first attack is the kick.
Yep.
I whiffed that.
Very much so.
And with the whiff, I'd be falling and kind of. I catch my one foot and just try to heel kick him with the other.
Okay. Yep.
14.
Misses. Even in his skivvies, has a higher AC than that. As you go for that first kick, it's actually that he jumps up onto your leg and then whack whack goes for 2 quick strikes against your chest. An 18 plus,
18
so that's
hits.
definitely going to hit.
Mhm.
And then a 14 plus 6, so 20.
Yep, they both hit.
Okay, so that's going to be 2. Wait, that's a 12. That's wrong. That. Okay. So that's a 2 plus 4, so 6. And 7. So 6 and 7. 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And
Dang.
he is going to pump in 3 points of psychic damage. Which are you resistant?
Which I am resistant to, so it's 1.
Okay, so it's 1. Yep. But he whack, just like 2 very, very quick punches, and you feel the intrusion into your mind and like your nervous system, but your body is attuned to dealing with that kind of energy. You get a sense you kind of know what he's trying to do, that if he connects where he wants, he might be able to shut down certain parts of your body. It's your turn.
Knowing and feeling this tactic coming to fruition, I am now going to rage,
Okay.
which I start glowing a little bit brighter of a green as an effect, just for fun.
Okay. Yep.
And
As your glow increases, the crowd just, a little bit of reaction from all of them.
as he's falling down from his hits, I am going to swing at him twice really quick with my...
Okay. Yep, go ahead and make your attacks.
19 to hit
19 hits.
and 12 to hit. That one does.
12 does not. So the first strike hits.
First one does 7 damage because it's just
7 because of rage, yeah.
Yeah.
The first one is a really good connection. You're going for a quick second strike, but the first strike just imparts so much energy into him that he goes out of your reach. And then on his turn, I imagine, you don't have any bonus actions that you can do.
No, I bonus action raged.
On his turn, he is going to front flip and try and forward axe kick. 15 plus 4, so 19.
Yeah.
And then he follows up. That misses. He tries to follow up, but it doesn't work. But he comes forward with the forward axe kick, and it comes down right on your forehead. As he comes down from the axe kick, he tries to come down with a punch that basically is aimed for your toe, but you slip it out of the way. And then for his bonus action, he's going to spend another key point to, again, patient defense. And it's your turn.
That hit, how much damage did he do?
Oh, sorry. My bad. 6 before, so 10. 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Which is halved.
Yes. No psychic on that one.
I'm going to grin. And as a bonus action, try to sweep him with my tail.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and roll that attack. With disadvantage because of patient defense.
Okay, let me roll that a second time. Alright, 20.
Better. Yeah, it hits. His strength saving throw. This is his
It's a
weakness point.
it's a DC of 14.
Rolled a natural 14, so makes the save, is not knocked prone.
Okay, then I'm gonna rush up right on him and smack him with both my fists again.
Okay. Your tail sweeps through and does connect with his legs, but he plants a hand, and with that hand launches himself back up.
Well,
These attacks are also still at disadvantage because of patient defense.
well, that first one was a natural 1, so I don't think I'll have to
Okay,
reroll
yeah.
that. So
That's fine.
second hit, oh my gosh.
Yeah, not quite connecting. You go to connect into him, and as he's pushing himself back up from his hand, he actually just kind of spins over yours and is going to try to run up your arm to then kick you in the face. 15 plus 4, so 19 to hit on that one. and then trying to follow it up. Trying to follow it up with
Turns into a girl.
just a punch, and misses the punch. D8. Where's my D8? Why do I keep putting it away? I need to stop putting it away. There we go. 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is that halved or is that? Did you
Yeah,
already
that's still
have
bad.
that?
No,
Okay.
no.
So I take 2.
I'm always going to say the full number, yeah.
Okay.
And then you'll be responsible for having it. Misses his second strike. He's actually going to try to stay up on top of you. He's not grappling you by any means, but he's like on your shoulder after having kicked you. So it's your turn.
I want to attempt to grab him and like put him in front of me as my action.
Okay, yep, just go ahead and roll the unarmed strike to try and grapple.
22.
Definitely connects. You have him grappled.
Then as a bonus action, I'm going to do my second wind.
Okay. Alright, and you have him grappled. He cannot move.
Oh my,
Bad roll on the second wind? Oh, God.
very
Dude,
bad
that's-
roll.
That's minimum roll. That's rough, man. Oof.
But I'll have him held in my hand.
Yes. Now, being held does not stop attacks or impose disadvantage, so he's just going to start punching into you. 14 and 17?
14 misses.
14 misses. Okay. God, I won. So, 4 points of bludgeoning damage again. And he's going to spend his last key point to again patient defense. He kind of just curls in, more of like like the grappler's guard in like MMA, right? He kind of wraps a leg around your arm and guards himself as much as possible. It's your turn.
All right, getting a little pissed off at this little gnome guy. I'm going to basically I'm going to try to go for a punch, but as I'm punching him into the ground.
Okay. So releasing the grapple to do that, or
No, it's like he's my fist.
oh God, okay, yeah, I like
so
that.
would that technically be not disadvantage because I have a hold of him?
No, because the patient defense. Well, I'd say with how you're specifically doing that, yeah, it'd kind of bypass the patient defense. So go ahead.
Yeah, if he's not got his
Just
footing, he
straight
can't
roll.
really take that stance, can he?
Well, it's more about like you don't take a stance when you're in a grapple guard either.
That's
so
true. That's true.
So
But-
swinging,
given
Swing
that
him
he's
down.
using the gnome as a weapon to hit the ground, it's like
Yeah.
swinging
him down onto the ground to punch him. Here's the
Yep.
roll. It'd be a 17 for a hit.
A 17 just hits. You swing
And that's-
down and boom.
That's 7
Yep, against 7.
damage. And then I'm going to let him go and just spread my arms out and just breathe in and
What?
blow out into his face with my breath weapon.
Okay. How visible is your breath weapon?
It's more like waves.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. It's psychic.
I have to turn my camera for a minute.
Yeah, you're good. There's a lot of people watching. But people that matter. Holy shit. How do I roll sub 10? I just rolled below 10 on 10 rolls in a row.
Oh,
Just like-
It's crazy.
we got all the bad ones out of the way.
So he'd have to
Exactly.
make
So
dexterity
now you guys are
throw.
fucked.
No.
Yeah, so I can't say.
Zanesha's worried about their fight now.
Fails that. That was a natural 1. Full
Oh.
damage. Okay, go ahead and roll it. So that's 11 rolls in a row below
It's
10.
11 psychic
11.
damage.
So you slam him down, and he was like on the upper side of your arm, but you reach and you kind of like almost like elbow him down to the ground, and he and then effectively scream in his face is really what it looks like to all these other people.
Yeah.
And he now the psychic damage doesn't seem to have as much effect as you would have expected, but it was still a good event, a good combo. On his turn,
did I do a bonus action yet?
you did not know.
Or I'm gonna not do one.
Okay. As it comes to his turn, he does a spinning kip up and comes up, and as he does, he tries to throw an uppercut because you've just knelt down to scream at him, so you are right there. That is a natural 1. That's 12 rolls in a row. What the heck?
Oh.
And a 9. 13 rolls in a row below 10. Okay. He misses both of his hits.
Are
It's your
they
turn.
metal dice? Just kidding.
No, they're just my freaking normal ones.
Alright, I'm once again going to do a tail strike to trip him.
Okay.
He's back on his back.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
17 to hit.
17 just hits.
Now I'm doing it to trip him, not to do damage with it.
Okay.
So. And then-
12 plus 1. He only has a plus 1 to his strength mod, so he rolled a 13.
And it's a 14 that he has to beat.
Okay, so he goes flat, and he is now prone. Giving you
now
advantage on strikes against him.
I'm going to get over him and just...
Oh, God.
That's advantage with both of my fists, right?
Yes, it is.
Alright, here's the first one.
You can do it.
25 to hit.
Yeah.
And then, so that's 7 damage.
Okay.
And here's the second one. 17 to hit. Another
So-
7 damage.
Normally I'd say, how do you want to do this? But what happens is, you just start... and you kind of don't stop, and are eventually have to be pulled off of him. Like the rage takes over for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just boom, 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 annihilating him into the ground, and you are pulled away, and the bell is rung. Buddy has won his match.
Go, buddy!
As he walks
A little bit
out,
of cleanup is done.
I'm gonna high five him with my tail, to his tail.
I'll meet him. Of course,
I
my
was gonna
tail
make a
probably a
joke.
little bit more forceful. Still cooling down.
But you are escorted off and sat down where, some of your wounds are wiped off with a wet rag, just super briskly, and set to the side. Zanesha, you are called next.
Okay.
And you step out to the middle of the ring. Your opponent isn't there yet. And then, an all too familiar face at this point, Lana. On the other side of the ring.
I made the haste potion for her. I can't use it in the ring.
I'll shout out, "You're welcome, Zanesha."
I wanted magic against her.
It's amazing.
She kind of leans forward. Now she's removed her hood, and she has her large horns. Again, probably about 6 inches tall. Her hair is now pulled back into a tight ponytail, except for 2 locks, one on each side of her face. And she just kind of leans down so that she's even deeper below you, looks up to you, and says, "What happened to you?"
Zanesha's just gonna turn to the people that are holding her mask. She's gonna say, "She has horns. Can I have mine back?"
Make a persuasion check.
Is it an advantage because she's so ugly and disfigured?
No,
Should
she
be
does not.
intimidation if that's the case.
I mean, if you wanted to do intimidation, maybe, but
I have a 10
No, not
for
a 10.
persuasion.
okay. Lana does say, "You know what? If you get to use your horns, I get to use mine."
Deal.
And the individuals at the desk stand up and happily trot over to hand Zanesha her mask.
Yes.
You hear
As
one of
the-
them say, "You fugly here."
You fucking
Like an audible audience sigh of relief when you put it on.
exactly. That's exactly where I was gonna go. There's just like this. Oh, I don't have to watch that.
That's amazing.
And there's a really extreme and stark difference between these two fighters. A very, very fair, quite beautiful, and frankly petite woman, and then Zanesha, who the face, obviously, but also an above 6 foot, incredibly well built and strong fighter.
Towering muscle mass.
Interesting. Letting anyone else in on that, buddy?
No.
Okay. Lana backs up a little bit. Kind of just sets her hands behind her back and leans over a little bit, kind of kicking at the wheat chaff.
Why would you do this? I'm not sure if this is good.
Okay.
Zanesha wants to watch the bell so
Okay.
that she rages right before the action actually begins.
The other side.
Okay. All right. So just make that'd be just a perception check.
I'm gonna read that back.
Now, initiative order will still matter, but basically it would mean that you'd have like your bonus action
I
available.
rolled an 8.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
quite
okay.
you don't quite make it.
Okay.
But the bell is rung. Let's see, do we have there's no bell sound on there. Wait, what is this one? Hold on, this is gonna be like completely out of
I added that one right before you got here
Why?
because it's perfection.
There we go. Alright. The bell is rung. Roll initiative.
Ooh, 20.
She rolled an 8, and you feel you've gotten the jump, but her hand sweeps across, and then she's the one striking. She's gonna make 2
Rude!
attacks against you. 2 claw swipes. A 3 and a 9. What the hell? It's your turn. So, that sense, you were there, you were ready. You didn't necessarily get a chance to jump the gun and get your rage in to dive in with extreme advantage, but you were ready, and then it was taken from you, but you were still moving, so you were able to react to her swipes and dodge out from under them.
Alright. But, so... Is Zanesha smart enough to know that she just used magic, which is against the rules?
Make an intelligence check.
Tyler's getting a nice bubble
Intelligence.
shower.
I saw that.
Nope.
No, Zanesha is not intelligent
is
enough.
Huh, that sounds like your character.
I mean, it's taking
It does.
forever to teach her Draconic. So,
One word a night.
Right. Oh.
Getting there. All right.
Yeah, go ahead and you can activate
Just-
your rage and
Yep. Bonus action rage, and then strike with each fist.
all right.
Oh no!
Pop. A 9. And an 8.
I
No.
rolled a 2 and a 1.
So actually, this flurry here at the open of this, it's her going for a slash, then dodging yours, then going for a slash, then you dodging hers, and it's like this rapid exchange of just pretty good martial prowess from both of you.
That's definitely better than I was imagining of them both standing there going.
So she's gonna make her 2 attacks. Ooh. One of them is a natural 20, and I don't want to move it.
No, I believe you.
There we go. I think I'll do.
Nice.
Some of these might matter. So, and then a 13 plus 7 is 20. So I imagine that hits as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My AC is 15.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll remember that. 2 4s on the damage, so that is 4 plus 4, 8. You are raging. Just gonna save that. So 16 damage total, or no? So one of them would be doubled. So 12, 18 damage total. Yeah.
Okay.
Reduced to 9 because of your rage.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear me and Buddy in the background shout, "Vux itrevika nomino!" in Draconic. So
Have I learned that word yet? Do I know if they're encouraging me or berating me?
No, you have no idea. They could be totally making fun of you for all you know. Now, on the natural 20, there's like this wave, and your rage falls. It's your turn.
Hey, Zanesha now, I mean, she's got to know something funky's going on now.
No,
because
with
doesn't
that-
just happen.
With that, you know something's up. You don't know that it's magic. And I'll be clear, with an intelligence roll of 4, you're not going to come to the conclusion that it's magic.
Mhm.
But something just happened. You know your rage. You know
Mhm.
how long it lasts. You know your ability to sustain it in a new way now. And it just...
Mhm.
The adrenaline just shuts off.
do it again.
Hi, Batman.
I only have one more rage.
Hello, Ducky. I forgot I was muted.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at this first. Okay, so it is just damage. Okay. I'm going to Hexblade Curse her for my
Okay.
bonus action.
What's the components of that? Is it VSM or just VS? Just verbal?
It doesn't say, it just says it's a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. Oh, it's a feature, so it is not... I'm trying to find the actual card for it. Okay. Yeah, See, this is where I need you to make... Because you need this to be undetected, right?
Yes.
I feel Zanesha would know that that's the
Mhm.
case. Now, your Hexblade's curse, if I recall, it just kind of clings smoke to the opponent, right? I need you to make either just a straight wisdom or a religion check to be able to control it well enough to keep this undetected. Because there are no verbal or somatic components. It's not like you're waving your
Mhm.
hands and doing a jutsu and launching something at her, right? It's
Did you get her for a second?
Yeah. Wisdom has +1, so we're gonna give this a 15.
Okay. It's hard and it takes so much of your focus. This is the first time you've tried to manipulate a spell other than just pouring it out and let it work however it works. It's kind of a good feeling. And the shadows under her, a little piff of smoke kind of just, and the smoke kind of clings into just the creases and the crevices around her body. You can tell she notices. But that's only your bonus action, right?
Yeah, that's my bonus action, and now I'm gonna swing at her.
Okay, make your 2 attacks. I do.
Come on.
Does not hit.
Nat 20. Yes.
With
Finally happened.
that's with the left arm.
Yes.
Oh,
shit.
And I have savage attacker, so when I get a critical, I get to roll an extra dice.
Holy shit! Okay, so
Oh,
roll all of that damage and get it all added up for me.
Yeah. So it.
Because Hexblade's curse is doubled too. It's a dice roll on the crit. All of the dice are doubled.
Is it? Is it?
So you're the part that's doubled since you're not an unarmed combatant.
No, it's just a +3 bonus to damage, but then I get a critical on a 19 or a 20. So
For Savage Attacker?
for savage attacker, it's just rolling 1 extra die.
Okay, and that's kind of what I'm getting at, that your unarmed strike.
Here. What?
Where did the left arm go?
If it's way turned down.
Yeah, so it just goes from 3 to 6 damage, right? On the raw number.
Yes.
You don't have like a monk damage dice. So it's like
No.
So your strength is +4. Oh, so it just goes. It goes from 9 to 11 damage on the crit. Yeah. Or no, because you're +4, so it'd go from 5. How did we do
But yeah,
this?
hold on, so for a crit it's doubled, and then I
It
add
doubles.
the 3 to that, and then I also roll an extra die, but it would just be a straight 9. So.
But it's not 9 because you're not doubling your strength mod effect, which is 4 of that. That's where this gets confusing. So normally you deal 9 as just like an automatic value, right?
Mhm.
4 of that is not doubled by the crit. 5 of that is. So you go from 9 to 14 for the crit. And then if we're saying that the damage die is that 5 for Savage Attacker, so it's just another 5, so you're at 19 damage for the hit. Does that make
Okay.
sense? And then
Yes.
you'll double your Hexblade roll as well. But you do not have rage damage right now. So you're at 19 right now.
Okay, so I'm at 19. Hexblade just adds 3 to that. So
And is that
Then
3?
it would be-
That 3 is now doubled. Because it's a dice roll on the crit. It's the same as Smite. Same exact rule.
okay. So then 21,
so
24.
25?
Yeah, 25, not 24. Yeah, 25 damage. Then I also need you to roll 2d6 lightning damage.
Okay, cool.
Because unbeknownst to you, a critical hit with the unarmed strike from your left arm causes 2d6 lightning damage.
Which will
I
also
rolled
be...
a 6 on both of them.
Which is, oh my god,
Oh
what
my...
the...
What is that, 24?
So
49 damage.
49 points of damage. So,
and that doesn't include the Divine Fury that I already rolled.
Baby girl.
but Divine Fury is only when you're raging, I thought.
Fine.
Or is that not the case? But still, 49.
Yeah.
So describe how this strike
it is-
happens after the whiff from the right hand and just like this flurry of trading blows that's going on.
I want to. I want to like aim the punch down to really show like I'm bigger, I'm tougher, and like shove her down onto the ground so that she's prone. And hopefully, because I did so much damage, you'll let me do that.
She's gonna bounce off the ground.
Now, so yeah, that's basically what happens. So you know, in fighting games, when you combo somebody down and they kind of bounce off of the ground and come back up a bit, it is like that. You strike down, and as you strike down, there is that of electricity. You can hear it, and you've heard it a couple of times now with your shocking grasp. But it doesn't really show anything because it's like in contact with her. It just like immediately shorts to ground through her body, and she just fucking crumbles to the ground. You are coming down on like her neck and shoulder area after she goes for a swipe on you and dodges one of yours, and just and she and is flat on the ground for a moment at least.
Crit, you effectively have a punching defibrillator.
Well, it's like a taser, right? Like a stun gun, just and this blow, there is cracking and grinding and a thud that literally echoes even in this open space. It's like do do do, and the whole crowd is just like whoa, blown away by this strike. And it's like you even like leap up a little bit for it to drive it in. It is her turn, and she stands up, and her eyes are bright red. Now, she goes for 2 strikes into the center of your chest.
2 nat ones. Snake eyes.
No, that's a 16 plus 6 and an 18 plus 6, so both are absolutely gonna hit.
Yeah, they both hit. Cool.
How funny would it have been if she got angry and then missed?
I know, right? That's what I was
Only
for.
3s on the damage dice, so 2 7, so 14 bludgeoning damage total, and you can half that. And then she is going to bonus action gore you. So 12 plus 6, 18.
That hits.
Okay. 12. 5 plus 4, so 9 points of piercing damage as she turns her head and drives the spear-like points of her horns into kind of just above the center of the sternum there and out down towards your gut. Both just and then draws back. It's your turn.
Bonus action rage.
Okay.
So that's back up now. And that's my last one, so I really hope she doesn't take it away again. And for my first action, yeah. So for my first action, I'm gonna hit her with my left arm, and then for the second one, I want to just come down and try and headbutt her.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
16 for the punch.
16 misses.
Okay. And then are we considering the headbutt just like an unarmed
A
strike?
regular unarmed strike, yeah.
Okay.
You have that differentiation between left and right arm. 23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll. Or it's just the straight unarmed damage, which is your 7, right?
Well, it's 5 for unarmed, so it's
5.
5.
Yeah. Okay, so 5
10.
damage.
Then
Oh yeah, because you have Divine Fury and Hexblade active right now. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
so it's 10, 17, 23 points of damage.
Jeez. Oh. She's starting to show a little wear and tear.
And after I come back up from the headbutt, I was gonna say you should have stayed down.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh please. That was a nat one.
you should have stayed down. Okay.
Please?
Pretty much.
She is going to make a fainting attack. So the way this works is she is actually going to do like a back handspring flip that's going to take her out of your melee range without drawing an opportunity attack, but it also causes an upward kick at the same time. That's a 6 now. She doesn't connect, but she is out of your melee range. And then going to use a bonus action, which make a perception check, as well as a number of other people will. I swear, if I roll
18.
a bunch of under 10s again. Okay. Okay, there's finally one over 10. And an 18. Okay, so she's probably gonna get found out. She touches her hand to herself, and just a slight light forms under, and she kind of just runs it across her chest a little bit. She wasn't really showing much in the first place, but she kind of just cracks herself a little bit. No one speaks up at all now, but your perception, it looks like she used magic there. You're also using magic, so it would be up to you if you wanted to try to
call her out on it.
Yeah, call her out on that. You also know that she is explicitly aware of yours as well.
Yeah.
But she is currently out of your melee range and actually moves to the edge of the ring, backing up, and then sits ready for you. It's your turn. You certainly have enough movement to close the distance anyway, but...
Yeah. I mean, Zanesha knows that her magic isn't detectable, at least right now. So she'll loudly call out, "Healing yourself won't save you," to make it more obvious that she did something.
Just make a perception check. Hearing that, Syranos and Sashem... Alright, sorry, I meant persuasion. Not perception. That's my bad.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll again. Syranos and Sashem, hearing that, there are a couple of whispers in the crowd of like, is she using magic? I think they both are. What's going on? They're using their horns and like weapons and stuff too. Like there's just a lot of gossip going on. Equally bad roll. Nice.
Yeah.
But that does take at least a bonus action to do that. Are you still going to move into attack?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Attack. I want one of them to be a kick to attempt to like take out one of her knees.
Okay.
But the other one will be a punch. So kick first. 18?
18 hits.
Sure.
Roll damage.
So that's 5,
All of the freaking hexblade and
10, 18, 23, just for the kick.
Jeez.
To take out
Just
her
wiped
knee.
out that heal she did. Okay.
And then punching her with my left arm.
Crit again, I dare you. No,
It's a
not quite.
25. But I really
25 definitely
I
hits, though.
crit.
Oh, that was so close to a crit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so 9, 14 for the punch.
Okay. 14. Alright. She's starting to look pretty rough.
She
It's,
better be.
It's rough. She is going to, I think, you're now engaged with her. All right, she is going to attempt to, like a grapple throw. You know when you grab someone and put your foot into their chest and roll them over you? She's going to go for that. So she's going to be rolling an unarmed strike. That's a 9 plus 6, so 15. What's your AC?
That is my AC.
So she does connect. We need a contested strength check here. And if you fail this strength check, so yours is a strength saving throw, hers is athletics. If you fail this, you're going to be out of the ring.
Oh, damn it. 11?
Let's see. Ah! That's a 1.
Oh.
Yeah!
She does still have you grappled. You're grappled, you can't move, but...
You're standing there with a
She
little
did not.
necklace.
Yeah, basically. She goes to pull on you, and you just don't budge. You just...
But he's
She
gonna
just-
drink one of his healing potions nervously.
I'm gonna lean over to the
Eating popcorn.
that I'm with and be like, are we supposed to do anything about that magic stuff that they're doing?
So that's Syranos' turn. on to Zanesha, it's your turn. Oh, you're drinking the big one. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so she has like each of her arms around the back of my neck
Yes.
or
at the
my
moment.
shoulders.
Yeah. Now, normally rounds are like 6 seconds, but when it's something like that, this is like 1 second at a time, right? It's super
Mhm.
fast.
And she's gonna come down with a headbutt first, just because that would be the most natural thing to do with her that close.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and roll your unarmed strike.
Oh no. No.
13 does
13
not
doesn't hit.
hit.
So then
AC
she'll.
17, which you've already found, so...
Yeah, so she's already down lower after failing the headbutt, and she'll come up with her left arm to try and get her in the side.
Okay.
20. It's a dirty 20.
Hits. Yep, dirty 20 hits.
14.
So
24 points of damage.
Okay. She's looking pretty terrible.
How's Zanesh looking?
Yeah, how is Zanesha?
Oh. I have 37 health. So
Okay.
I'm under half, but not by much.
So a little bloodied, but not that bad. She's gonna go for it again. She's gonna try to wring you out. Make a strength saving throw. Because you didn't break out of the grapple, so she doesn't have to connect to that again. 19, nice. Now she has a +5 on strength.
Oh, jeez.
And my strength saving throw is +7, so...
Oh.
What?
That's a 19.
That's a
19 plus 5 is 24. Zanesha,
No.
she drives her foot deep into your gut. And after you just tried to headbutt and punch into her, you're already leaned over. You lose your center of balance. Just enough. And then she cranks back on your neck, actually grabbing behind your ears, her claws digging into the skin, and just flings you over the back. And you, 10 feet, land flat on your back, out of the ring. And the bell, ting! Zanesha has lost.
Okay, well, she's pissed enough and in a rage, she's gonna try and run back in. She doesn't think the fight's over. She doesn't hear the bell.
Okay,
Really annoying.
I'm gonna run up and stop her from jumping back in. Try to calm her down.
that's it. Okay. Okay, so both of you make dexterity checks, as well as the people around you guys. I would also need Sashem and Syranos to do the same, because your guard buddies tap you and like kind of push you forward as this is occurring.
Can I manifest Echo and basically teleport to her to stop her?
Make the dexterity check, because this is like a pseudo initiative here to see
okay.
like
I got you.
how things play out.
Just a regular dex, or
Yeah. The other people, the spectators, have no idea what's going on.
So Sheshem, when he like nudges or whatever, Sheshem's just gonna be like, "What?" Gonna let Zanesha go at her.
I got a
15.
30-20.
Just enough. Yeah, Syranos. So you are out in front of Zanesha as she begins to rush and are in the way. But how are you stopping Zanesha?
With that teleport, my sword is out. It's over!
What goes on, Zanesha?
I'm right in front of you. Sword, like, if you keep running, you're getting impaled.
Well, I mean, do I know that about your Echo, that it would actually hurt me?
No, I sent my Echo out and teleported to switch spots with it.
Oh,
it's
so
me.
Yeah, so and this is something you have seen, and you also, his Echo is like this muted version of him. It's like, and it like shifts and displaces as well. So you can tell the difference between them.
Yeah.
That description reminds me of Riddick.
I mean, it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
Honestly. Very much.
Zanesha's gonna try and shove you to the side to still try and get back in the ring.
I mean, that's a contested athletics check there.
Just athletics.
But as this happens, and it's going to be at advantage for you, Syranos, because more people are showing up to step in.
I'm right behind you at this point.
They were both 8s. What the hell?
So, Zanesha, you barely squeeze past him, and at this point, Lana's kind of just hopping backwards, almost matching your speed. At this point, Zanesha, you get dogpiled. First by Buddy, and then 3 guards, and then 2 spectators, and then Marcus. Have all and you are buried by people that are all screaming at you. It's over! It's over! You lost! It's over!
Since I was in front and I'm now underneath the dog pile, I'm gonna switch with my Echo again, so I'm back by the guard.
and under that amount of weight, it's enough weight that it's probably about to cause damage. Your Echo kind of like
poofs.
Poofs. One of those big old bug-eyed moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
at
least they're stopped.
At this point, Zanesha, your rage does subside, unless you're choosing to sustain it.
She'll probably sustain it once, but then she'll let it go.
Okay, you're held that long, and you do sustain it that once. No one's attacking you, but they are holding you down. But eventually, it does fade.
She is pissed. But eventually she just lays there.
Those rolls. That's why I did the roll on camera too, because I wanted to see. Oh man. Lana, you see as those that have piled on top of you begin to separate. Zanesha, she turns to you, just with her hand at the side of her face, just and turns and walks away.
Does anybody have like a glass beer bottle on them?
There's a lot of tankards, a lot of, metal strapped wooden tankards all around. Everybody has one.
Yeah, it's an ale house.
Yeah,
Wooden
exactly. It's
is
like
close
commemorative.
enough. She wants to break one and try and shiver.
As you go reaching for anything, the dog pile happens again. You're not getting away. As strong as Zanesha is, and you are like lifting this dog pile and like almost taking steps while crawling, right? But you're just not going to get to her. And it's not long before she rounds a corner and makes her way.
Syranos has his head down, shaking it, but he's laughing next to the guard that he's with.
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of laughing around.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like 30 seconds after Lana's out of sight, Zanesh will finally give up.
As you finally relent and the dog pile collapses to the ground again, they do separate from you.
I'm gonna walk up to offer Zanesha a hand up, just trying not to laugh.
Can I do an insight check to see if I can tell he's laughing or trying not to laugh?
Yeah. The DC is not high.
Oh, well, I only rolled a 6.
No, you are far too focused on what just happened to be concerned.
I'll take his hand. I'll get up.
Oh, that was awesome. I know you lost, but it was awesome.
I need Sashem, Syranos, and Zanesh to make a perception check, please.
That one was better.
I got an 11.
Oof. Oh boy. Okay. There's going to be a message here, Zanesha.
Oh, are you kidding? Oh my god.
I'll be right back.
Run away.
Zanesha is full lying towards Buddy.
Oh boy. Okay.
Wait. What? What's going on?
Okay, once Buddy is ready, because this is actually kind of funny. So Zanesha, now free from the dog pile, is charging you, Buddy. With your very, very large sack of coin in hand.
Is there a booth or pillar tall enough that I can use my tail to launch me up?
You could use gem flight, but...
Oh, I guess that's... No, wait, let me check real quick.
So abilities like that are normally like per long rest are actually just days. So you will have recovered that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just going to activate the gem flight and get out of her reach. What do you want, Zanesha?
And there he is, 15 feet above you, Zanesha.
I know that only lasts for a minute.
Oh!
We can talk about this like two barbarians.
With our fists! Get back down here!
There's a murmur in the crowd at that. And the bell is rung. Ding! What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna drink a potion before he gets back down.
I'm gonna go go jump into the ring and activate my rage.
Here, hand me the bag
Okay.
of coins before you go in.
Yeah, we don't need that going. There are now a multitude of.
I'm gonna hand it to a
taking
guard,
place.
so I know no one of my party is gonna steal it from me. No, I'll give it to Syranos. I trust him.
I was gonna say you're gonna trust a guard member who's like, hey, free coin, great.
Yeah, Buddy did one preparatory thing. Zanesha, what are you doing to prepare?
She drank a potion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Um,
so I need you guys to roll initiative. If you're doing this.
Yes.
Hey, it's our second brawl to each other. Got 24.
Yeah. 24, wow.
I got +7 to my initiative, so. And Zanesha still. Oh no, that's the dice. That's the health.
Yeah. Also, you said before that the stuff that says like
Yeah, so any ability that says recovered once per long rest or whatever, just recovers overnight or per dawn.
It's out here somewhere.
okay, then I
So-
actually have one more rage
Okay.
because I didn't think that reset. So
So
Gotcha.
how are both people looking? I know that Zanesha just got beat up, but how much did you heal with that?
I healed almost back to full health.
Yeah, this has been expensive to do that much healing though. So, you know.
So do you both look pretty good then?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
I can't
This
do
is
the
gonna be
curse though.
interesting.
That's only once per short rest.
And I'm gonna be honest here. This could be a pretty high pace. I don't have to control turns as much. You guys can make this happen.
I just need her to roll initiative.
Oh, sorry. Right, so,
Uh,
oh dang it. 8.
which makes sense. You know, Buddy's literally in the air. He kind
Yeah.
of gets control when the fight starts.
And in fact, I'm going to use that to my advantage. Because right when she jumps into the ring, I am going to dive bomb her and with like coming down with my feet, and then going to punch her right after I hit her with my feet.
All right.
All right, here we go. Yeah, that one hits, 23.
Definitely
And then the
hits.
punch. Ooh, 13.
That one misses.
Okay. All right. Well, the feet dive bomb is a 7 points of bludgeoning damage, which is not halved for you yet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because you're not raging yet. That's
And
right.
then after that, I will pass the turn.
Now I'm raging. But how high up are you?
Well, now that he's
Oh, I'm
struck
down
you,
on the
unless he left your melee range, he's there.
No, I stayed up and close. I believe in a punchy fight.
Then I'm gonna grab your legs, try and slam you to the ground. So,
Okay.
is that just a strength check?
Trying to treat
or-
that as a grapple and trying to force him prone, or is it just
Yeah.
how you're doing damage?
I mean, both. I want to force him prone on the ground.
Okay, so then it's just a grapple. So go ahead and
Is that...
we'll make
Take my opportunity.
just your unarmed strike, yeah.
Oh, unarmed strike, okay.
Yeah.
But to grapple, not to damage.
Correct. 15?
No, his AC is 16.
Okay. So it
Mhm.
does not connect. That is your attack action. Do you have a bonus you want to do, or was your rage?
I raged, yeah.
Okay. It's your turn, buddy.
Okay, let me read one thing real quick.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just get into a boxing stance and start punching. The first one is going to be a reckless attack, which
Okay.
is advantage. And that was definitely a hit.
Oh, yeah.
And then second hit is a natural 1. So you take another 7 bludgeoning damage, halved. Since you're raging now.
Yeah.
The one makes sense that you were reckless, so you go far wide and get knocked off balance.
But now she gets 1 hit on me that's advantage.
I think all attacks against you are at advantage when...
maybe.
I'll make sure. Yeah, like reckless attack is
rolls
super
against
dangerous.
you have advantage and okay, yeah.
Yep.
But she has 2 advantage strikes on me.
Yep. Unless you keep doing it.
Yeah.
So then the first thing I'm going to do is my bonus action. I'm going to try and reach up again to grab your leg. Although I would still be grabbing it unless you kick me off.
Grappling is an action.
Yeah, is that a...
And I failed it last time, so never mind. So she's going to try and grab your leg to cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and roll the attack for that.
25!
Did you roll that as an advantage?
Yeah, you could check for a crit.
Because it's an attack roll.
I
The
rolled
same
the
roll,
same
that's
thing.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely
So-
connects.
I only rolled a 1 for the damage, but a 7.
Oh, that's rough.
7
And that's-
halved is
3.5.
3 or 4?
Would be 3, yeah. We always go with the round down.
And that's my first hit, so that also does the Divine Fury damage.
Not as a feature because it's not a... It's not
an
arm strike
actual
or a weapon
melee
attack.
attack.
Yeah,
Okay, I did it.
because it's more like a spell.
It just says for any hit, doesn't it?
For Divine Fury, let me...
Okay, Addy. Lay down.
Raging, the first crit...
Oh, it does say with a weapon attack.
I don't think you'll be able to use it because I'm using those.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that would have changed the other fight as well, because Divine Fury shouldn't be active for your fists.
Fists are weapons!
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
You're not a monk!
They're weapons. Okay. But now I'm gonna hit you with each arm for my 2 attacks.
Okay.
That's 18.
That one hits.
Only
Second
the
one
right
hits.
arm hits. Yeah. So that's 7 points of damage.
Oh no, that's 3.
Are you fighting each other again?
Mm-hmm.
Because he took a bet that I would lose.
He was right. Barely, though.
Alright, you did something magical to me.
That I did.
I'm going to bonus action sweep the leg, Johnny.
All right, yep, go ahead and make your attack.
So you're completely down on my level now?
Oh yeah. It's a 24 to hit, so now you need to make a strength saving throw.
DC 14. Or you will be prone.
I'm
Zanesha
prone.
is knocked prone by the sweeping tail. Schwack! It
And then
flips out under your ankles.
my first attack action is going to be a reckless one, which is a...
Well, just as a point of note, with her prone, you don't have to reckless to get
Oh, true.
advantage.
Okay, one of my fists. Actually, no, I'm going to use this as both of my punches for this one.
Okay.
So here's the first one with advantage. Luckily, it hits.
Definitely hits.
And the second one with advantage hits as well, 19.
So hits.
Oh, miss.
Grounded
That
pound
is-
going on.
14 total bludgeoning damage, rounded down is 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to mark that tail sweep off.
Yep.
But that is my turn. You are now prone on your back.
Yep, you can use half your movement to get up if you'd like.
Yes. After your hit, I'm going to use a reaction and cast Hellish Rebuke.
This is going to be a lot harder to hide.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead. Yeah, like you're casting it. Go ahead and roll the damage for I guess it's a save on his side, right?
Oh yeah.
Or is it just automatic? Just looked at it.
Dex save of 12. Sorry.
Yeah, so make your dex save.
I get an advantage on this.
Yes,
Yeah, you do.
Without subtle spell, anyway.
13.
So you make the save, you take half damage.
Which you rolled a 7.
Yeah. So half of 3.
So 1.
1 point of damage for my reaction.
So this hellish rebuke, you were flat on your back when this happened, and the smoke kind of swirls up and shoots up at him, but it kind of carries some of the wheat chaff with him, and it kind of just looks like he just gets splashed a little bit by some of the wheat chaff. That's kind of all it looks like. So it doesn't really draw attention to it.
Basically, when you hit the ground, it looked like just the dust.
It did. It was not very rageful at all.
It's amazing.
Oh, that was your reaction after my thing, so now it's your
What
turn.
in the world?
Yeah, so now my actual turn.
At least give your glasses.
I will get up and move to you to get back into
Go ahead.
melee range, and then throw to 2 punches.
Your glasses so dirty.
No!
Miss.
There we go.
20. With
Natural
the
20, is that
left
what you just
arm!
said?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh. Again. Okay. Make sure you get that 2d6 lightning damage in there again. How are you critting with the left arm twice in a day?
Jeez.
18,
Wow.
so that's 21. And then 11 for the extra die. And then the lightning damage.
It's gonna be a big hit again. 20. Wow. So what's the total?
So the total's 44 points of damage.
Almost as much as against.
Awesome.
So again,
I only take
describe
22.
this. Yeah, describe this strike though. Again, this is right after you've gotten yourself up.
I mean, she's so pissed about everything in general and the comments about her face. So she's actually gonna left hook you, hoping it does some actual damage to your face.
So it's this wide left hook with the, Zanesha's hand now it's not 5 fingers, which is how other people have been able to tell that it's not just Dragonborn hand. It's a draconic claw, but wrapping it up, a wide left hook immediately after standing up, and it cracks, buddy. It's one of those really hard hits, like the slow-mo, skin squishing, the whole deal. Throws your head all the way to the side. And Buddy is looking a little rough at this point, but barbarians, they can take a beating.
All right. Does that come to me?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna swing back.
Freaking savage attacker, man.
Screw
That
it.
makes
I'm gonna
sense. So
reckless attack this swing.
Okay.
Gets me a 25
Hits.
for 7 bludgeoning, down to 3 for her. And my second attack action is going to be a breath weapon.
Okay. Now, your other scream was kind of down at someone, right? You're standing, and there are people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you need to make just a perception check to see how well you can like thread the needle for this. Unless you can come up with an explanation for how you're gonna
22
not have 22. Okay, so
For perception?
you are able, after the first strike, to kind of bend down and project kind of upward through Zanesha's upper body.
All right, you need to make a dex
Your
save.
living
You get advantage on it. So
Okay, good.
you need to beat a 13.
I beat a 13.
Yes, you definitely do.
Only because of the advantage.
So 13, half of that to 6, so 3
Mhm.
psychic damage.
No,
Or no,
she
you are
does-
not resistant to psychic damage, so
She's
it's
not
the full
resistant,
6.
so she takes
Mhm.
6.
Yep. It's only Buddy that's resistant to literally everything.
That's me. I can't do anything else.
Okay.
Alright, Zanesha.
I'm gonna... No one took my mask off me, so I'm gonna react with a headbutt.
Alright.
Kinda.
Is it a reaction or is it
No,
a
no. she's
No, sorry. It's an actual attack.
unarmed
24
strike?
definitely hits.
So... That's 5. So that's 7 points of damage for the headbutt.
So 3.
And my mask is a weapon.
Your mask is a weapon.
So I get to do the Divine Fury damage this time.
Right.
So 6 points for that.
So another 3.
Yep.
And then another left hook. That misses.
Alright, Buddy, it's your turn.
We need to come.
Alright, so both hits are just going to come right at her with my
So
fists.
it's too big. 2 instead of 1.
The fight has almost completely devolved into just a slugfest.
26 to hit
Absolutely hits.
and 17 to hit.
Still hits.
So you take a total of 7 damage because it's 14 halved.
Mhm.
Alright, Zanesha, your turn. It's so close.
I'm gonna do another headbutt and left hook.
Okay.
The headbutt. Nope, the headbutt misses. Left hook. That just barely hits, right?
Barely hits.
That's 9. So that's 11 points of damage
So that's
total. So you have 2
Five.
to 5.
Yep. Alright, Buddy, it's your turn.
all right. Back at you. 2 hits. First one is a 14.
Misses!
Second one hits for a total of 7 damage, rounded down to 3.
She's just gonna stick with both fists this time.
Okay.
Oh, first one misses. Oh no, not 1. They both miss.
All right, coming back at you.
I love that you're both just like standing there.
That would be
Yeah, I was about to say, like, both of them are getting a little winded. They both already had fights. Buddy's a little bit fresher, but has also taken a hell of a beating.
First one, 17.
Mhm.
Tyler, refer to your messages, by the way.
And this, so the first one, 17, that hits, right?
Mhm.
And the second one is a 19 for 26 to hit.
Mm-hmm. So it's 14 total, right? So another...
So yeah, another 7 for you. And then give me a second.
She's gonna try another headbutt, though. We want that extra damage. Yes!
Tyler's turn isn't quite over yet, by the way.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Well, we'll see what...
Your rolls can still count. That's fine.
Mhm.
I won't take those from you.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that now my turn's done. So what were those rolls?
Okay. So it was a headbutt and another left hook. They both hit. So that's 5, 6, 7, 16, 18. That's 24 points total, so half to 12.
Yep, reduced to 12.
Okay. Well, I take 12 damage.
You're
Yeah.
the cheater.
All right, coming back
And
at
then
you
the
with
7
another
reduced to
couple
3,
points.
right?
How are
Yeah.
they looking?
Body's looking terrible. But, make a perception check, Syranos.
Okay.
All right, first hit, 19.
Mm-hmm.
Second hit, also 19. So it's another 7 damage to you.
Another headbutt left hook.
So hold off for damage
hold on.
rolls
No.
from
Well,
Body.
they both miss, so...
Try it.
She's good. I'm done.
Did you do your...
Yeah, what you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, try it. Hey, trust me.
And then both of yours missed, Zanesha?
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
weirdo.
All right, I'm coming. She is no longer raging.
I'm
no, yeah,
sustaining
because I
it.
keep doing damage.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to sustain it. I keep doing damage to you. What? All right, here comes 2 more swings at you.
Hey, it's my drink.
18
Mm-hmm.
and 9. So only 1.
So, 3...
So you take 3 damage.
Hit it.
Headbutt and left arm. So...
19 hits.
Try it again.
So the headbutt hits.
10 does not hit.
5,
Tastes like
6,
nothing at
7.
all. It just tastes like
So
Zanesha,
12
make
total.
a perception check as well, by the way.
Okay.
How much total?
12 total.
So down to 6. All right, 2 more swings coming at you.
And 12 was my perception check.
26 hits.
Yes.
And a natural 20 for the second one.
Oh
So
no!
the first one, the first hit is 7 down to 3 damage. And I don't really roll dice for my unarmed strike, so how does that work?
No, so your unarmed strike, your strength mod is +4. So your unarmed strike normally does 5 damage. It would just do 6.
So 6 plus my 2 for raging, so 8. Down to 4, so you take a total of 7 damage.
At this point, Syranos, describe the action you're taking, and Zanesha, did you make your perception check?
Yeah, it was a 12.
Okay, yeah, not high enough.
Okay.
And it's
So you guys
her
hear
turn.
the bell ring, and then Zanesha, you actually probably see this from your perspective. My echo appears behind Buddy, and I teleport and grab his arm when he's going for the next swing. I say, Buddy, look at yourself. Look at what you're doing.
What do you mean?
There's dark energy pouring from your hands, ripping from Zanesha.
How is Zanesha looking right now?
Not great.
Yeah, and I'm real rough right now.
Yeah, she's pretty bloodied.
I'm
I mean,
sorry,
you're both.
bud.
With Syranos pointing that out,
Yeah, now with Syranos pointing out, something was being pulled from you. When Buddy was not doing great, each of his strikes seemed to take from you and give to him.
And I just holding his arm still. What's going on, Buddy?
I'm gonna give me the sack of gold.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take 300 of it out,
Okay.
put it in a smaller sack, and toss it to Zanesha.
Okay.
I was gonna give that to you later, but I'm done. This match is over.
There's a lot of murmuring in the crowd, a lot of confusion.
I'm trying to catch up to him while also letting the guard that I'm with know I'll be right back.
Okay.
Zanesha's gonna storm off in the opposite direction with the sack of gold.
Okay. And so it was roughly collected. It's actually 327 gold when you do end up counting it. So make sure that you Tylor, out of the 1,000, subtract specifically 327.
Okay.
Yeah, Zanesha storming off the other direction. No winner declared there, and it was an extra fight as there was not another planned in the first place. Syranos, you're catching up to Buddy?
Yeah, and just... Hey, what was that?
Thinking for a moment. Where I come from, there's not many great fighters, and I knew I was destined to find someone great. I didn't know what would come from it. And this might be a thing where she may be the one that I have been destined to fight. After all, got carried away.
I don't understand. Are you going to be okay? Is she?
I'm not sure about her after that fight, but I'll cool off. Don't worry.
Okay, well, I better get back to my post. I just wanted to check on you. And I run back to the guard.
Sashem, what would you have been doing while Zanesh ran the other direction?
I'd follow after her to make sure she's all right.
Okay. How quickly is Zanesha trudging off, and where would she be going?
She doesn't have a destination in mind, just away.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have told the guard that I was leaving either. I would have just booked it.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Here's my bundle.
Is Zanesha looking to leave the convention, or
Leave the convention, leave the city walls, like...
As I see
Okay.
Sashem
Go
follow
away.
after Zanesha, I want to put my echo in his spot next to the guard, so I'm in both guard positions.
Okay. I mean, make a I guess a deception check at disadvantage. Your echo doesn't pass for a Sashem, so I don't know how long this is gonna work.
While this
no
shenanigans
deception.
going
Like
on,
I'll teleport to the other guard and be like, "Don't worry, I'll cover their spot too," and then I go back to mine, but I still have the echo up.
Oh, okay. So just persuasion at disadvantage then.
At disadvantage, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna.
Both nat 20s.
What the?
Oh!
Score!
Wow. Okay. The odds of that. You realize the odds of that are 1 in 400.
1 in
right?
400. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, they accept it. How long does your echo last, though?
Oh crap, that's a good question.
He does have to be within 30 feet of it.
Yeah, so patrols might get hard. You do know that a lot of your business is going to be here maintaining the dispersion of the fighting ring, though.
That's what I figured. So I can see both ends of the ring and stuff. So,
I'm going to find the booth with the one that claims is the best ale that's there.
There is a Baumbauch ale. It's not just a booth. I don't know how many conventions you've been to, but you know when they have like an entire floor space,
Yeah.
it's like dedicated to a specific thing. It's like that, and there are many things in this space. There is a specific, the top shelf Baumbauch.
I'm going to buy 4 of them.
this
4 of them.
Oh,
They are 15 gold a cask. They're a pretty good sized cask. It's like
All right.
effectively a 2-liter bottle.
I'll buy 4 of them.
Like 4? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's going to be 60 gold of Baumbauch top shelf.
So this my echoes, magical translucent gray image of you that lasts until it is destroyed, until I dismiss it as a bonus action,
Really?
until I
Okay.
manifest another echo, or until I'm incapacitated. So it can just stay there.
So you're doing this?
But he
okay.
does have to stay within 30 feet of it. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, in the arena area, like that's fine.
Yeah. And I feel like, especially with a double crit on a disadvantage persuasion, that you convince them that you're going to be able to work this.
I
this
think with
out
me,
to be able
like
to be useful.
that really plays into like the story aspect of it for me, because like seeing that I jumped in twice already and helped to stop
Yes,
things, they're
very
just
much so,
like,
right.
yeah, you're capable, and I'm like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. That's awesome. Oh, Sashem, you do catch up to Zanesha. She's not wandering straight line. It's taking 10 feet this way, then and then over here, then no. So taking her time in escaping the situation. You do catch up to her. You are muted, by the way.
Leaves a butt in front of her. I'm gonna grab her arms and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna like lift up her arms and kind of
Goosefraba.
She's bloodied as hell too. Like she's just been through 2 fights.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. She's too angry to even register. And then I'm going to I'm going to cast Cure Wounds as I do that as well.
Okay, yep, just go ahead and roll the healing for that.
It's gonna be 8 points of healing.
Thank you.
Is Zanesha even remotely interested in any kind of conversation with Sashem, or is she going to blast past him?
Just blast past.
Okay. Just roll a d6. I want to see which direction you're going.
Okay.
Since you're saying you're being aimless, so.
Mm-hmm.
A 5. Okay. kind of just towards the center of the city.
You walk into Basil. Basil.
No, Basil's the opposite direction. Of
I
that.
know, it's
Basil
funny.
is,
I was waiting for that roll.
which is an interesting chance to segue over to Basil before we close out the session. The party is now getting ready to move that direction. Many of the dignitaries are beginning to walk. Oh, I think I might have lost my... Somebody else talk for a second?
Yeah.
Test.
Yeah, you know that. Blah, blah, blah.
Deal with that.
Welcome to Gregory's No Pants Dance Church.
When he
We
gets
have
back, when he
no
gets back,
pants and we
everybody be
dance.
silent. Everybody just be silent when he gets back.
You'll wake up. Back for now. Basil, an amount of time has passed. It's actually been 20 or 30 minutes since Arnie went around the back. And he comes back rather in a hurry, is able to catch your attention outside of the attention of your attendant, Lieutenant Dern. And in walking up to him, he just says, "We need to get the others. There are some untoward things happening here." And that is where we'll end tonight's session.